according to my broadcast software. And I'm just double checking to make sure that my channel switches over properly from hosting. And it did. Like software is supposed to work, it worked. Isn't that nice when that happens? So, hello everybody. Welcome to Adventure on So Many Levels. We're going to play some Dungeons and Dragons.
Woo! Yeah!
Yay! I am Christiana Ellis. I am the Dungeon Master. And we're down one Viv again tonight. And unfortunately, we're going to be missing Viv for a while because, at least for the foreseeable future, she has got to pursue some opportunities to improve her health, and those unfortunately conflict with joining us regularly on Wednesdays. So
Curse you, schedule the most devious gods of all.
yes, and so you know, I've got a plan for Amethyst, and this does not preclude the possibility of Viv and Amethyst rejoining us in the future at some point, but we don't have any kind of a definite schedule for that. So, with that said, our other players are Mark Kilfoyle as Alaric Copperbeard.
I have found the most amazing place, and I'm not sure if I should like it.
Starla Hodgson as Nirakina Ethu.
Greetings and salutations.
Chooch Schubert as Autarky.
Hello, hello.
All right, so last week was eventful, I would say. Some stuff happened. We had left the week before with you guys having fought against a charmed high elf who had been bewitched by one of the fake queens into being a kind of an unwitting spy. That he was a little he was a little nutty, and it was determined by the group that he was too dangerous to keep around. There was a little bit of disagreement over exactly what should be done, but in the end he was killed, but not before charming Amethyst into believing that helping him is the right thing to do. And unfortunately for all of you guys, it does not seem that that charm faded once this poor, deluded, bewitched half-elf, or not half-elf, excuse me, high-elf, was killed. And so Amethyst proceeded to insist that you should all try to bring him back from the dead. And when that didn't seem to go over very well in consensus, she tried to run away with him. And when stopped from doing that, she sulked for a little while. And then it appeared that through a tree portal, your old friend Andry Brushgather, your halfling companion, appeared with Archdruid Evergreen, or so it seemed. She told you that Melicanth was lying to you all, and that you had to do something about it. But Archie's paladin sense informed him that something was not right with this Andry. And sure enough, it was revealed that she was a fiend in disguise, and one that the party has encountered before, the shapeshifter known as Jinxie. She proceeded to call for help, which arrived in the form of Zorath, who opened a portal right nearby, and in the chaos, Jinxie threw a magic gem at Melicanth, which apparently imprisoned her inside. Zorath tossed it through the portal and basically told you all, come with me if you want to save the multiverse, like, for real. So, all of you, feeling a little conflicted, I think, decided to follow him through the portal to the elemental plane of Earth. And you arrived there, and he took you to an incredible city that glittered like crystal and jewels, because it was made of crystal and jewels, and it was located inside an enormous, miles across geode with buildings made of enormous crystal structures, hundreds of feet tall, and he led you to some very elegant rooms within an enormous aquamarine crystal. Told you that he understood you all would probably need to rest, and that there were rooms available for you, and that you would all discuss things further once you'd had time to rest. And that's pretty much where we left things. Do you guys remember anything that I've left out here? You are, both Zurath and Jinxie have left you alone for the moment.
I think that covered it all.
Yeah, I think so.
There's a lot happened last week.
Yeah, that's about it.
And Amethyst has seemed a little bit withdrawn from all of you, although perhaps not surprising given that you guys were not cooperative with what she seemed to think was really important.
Oh, and we have to make sure not to say his name. Because to summon him, all we have to do is speak his name. That was what he told us anyway.
Was it? Oh, I didn't remember that.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
I think the last thing I wrote down. Quote, summon me by saying my name.
I thought you meant the guy that we did.
Yeah,
that was the other
it's just like Siri. It'll, like if you accidentally say his name, it'll like, beep, he'll come across on the intercom. What do you want?
So he's going to probably refer to as Z, who will be not be named.
I like that.
Just call him that guy.
Oh no, that guy again.
He's just this guy, No,
this guy's an entirely different one.
All right, so we were eating, right?
Yes, so there was,
Okay.
I believe, food provided. It came out on little silver trays held aloft by what seemed like it might be invisible servants.
Don't worry, I checked. They're just enchanted dish.
Can they listen? Can they talk?
I don't think so. I don't believe that's how the spell works.
Okay. Still,
They have a singular purpose.
I want to keep an
And
eye out
that's
for
what it is.
invisible people.
Understand?
I assume anything said in this domain is heard.
Well, that makes it tougher to plan, doesn't it?
I did forget something. You did all get a sack of magic items, and I promised all of you that I would put it in D&D Beyond for you, and I forgot! But you do have that. You have a second bag of holding that is full of all of those magic items, and I can relist them for you if you want.
I've got them written down.
I probably do
that,
somewhere, but I can find it.
Yeah, I think that at one point I said that Archie grabbed that bag before we left.
Okay.
And I was going to say one of the things while we eat, and then as we're just talking, chit chatting, I think we should take both of the bags and kind of go through the contents and maybe reshuffle it, readjust it, and decide who needs what, or if anybody needs anything.
Yeah.
I want the javelin.
Someday I'm getting that armor cleaned. That's in one of the bags.
Someday I'm getting new armor.
Yeah.
In theory.
Technically, we're not far away from the town.
Only a portal away, right?
Right. Yeah.
It's still open.
And I could equip a spell to move, make a hole to go back through if we really wanted to.
Suddenly you hear Zorath's voice and says, "I hope you're finding the food to your liking." And as you turn and look in the direction of the hallway where he had previously left, he has reappeared, but he has changed clothes, and now he's wearing sort of a very luxurious looking kind of satiny robe, and he's smoking a pipe.
Nice clothes, but I would ask for one addition to be made. A bell of some kind.
What, you don't think saying my name is an appropriate way to call me?
No, the bell's for you to make sure that you don't wander into a room. without being announced. You may think we're all on the same level, but I'm pretty sure there's a lot more distrust going on here.
Ah, that's fair. I returned only because I felt it important to mention to all of you that you should not attempt to leave this vicinity, and I should caution you, don't try to steal anything. And this is for your own safety. The entire city is under a powerful enchantment. Were you to try to steal the smallest gem, it would be known instantly, and you would be put to death. So let's avoid that hassle, shall we?
What's your position here, anyway?
I am an entrepreneur, you might say.
Right. So not in charge.
I have some questions for you. How did you see through my partner's disguise? It was pretty good, and she had a lot of, inside information.
Well, I'll just say a fiend will always show their true aura.
Really? You can, just sense that?
Yeah, I can see fiends and
Well, that's not fair.
celestials.
Says the person that's
A lot of things aren't fair.
portals.
Look, I know that we got off on the wrong foot, but I think that now that we're going to be able to get to know each other a little better, maybe we can actually kind of open up, have some fun. It's going to be okay, you guys. Don't be so stressed out.
You did start this conversation with us beyond the portal by saying, "Come with me if you want to save the universe," or something along those lines. If you can't get stressed about that, then I don't think you really deserve to have any part in this whole escapade.
Yeah, I can be pretty melodramatic at times.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about the stealing thing, but you don't have to worry about me. I'm not going anywhere.
I reserve the right to be mobile.
Well, you might want to use that right to not use it, if you follow me. The concern is that you would be taken and enslaved, and I don't think your companions would be happy with that, so
Is that a threat?
it's kind of a lose-lose. It's not a threat, like, I'm the one telling you not to do that. So,
That's usually where the threat comes from.
well, it's...
Why would I be enslaved? What kind of a world is this, then?
Okay, I forget. You guys don't know your way around the City of Jewels. Kind of runs on slaves. It's a thing.
What?
Not that I approve of that per se, but it's hard to get around that if you're going to do any business in this city.
Wonderful.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I kind of wanted to just get a feel for where you guys are at right now. Is this something that you feel like we're going to be able to work together here?
Oh, absolutely. Here, want to discuss things and find out the lay of the land.
Okay. So tell me, what do you
We're
think
pragmatic.
about Jinxie, really?
Seems like a barrel of laughs.
Bit annoying for my taste.
I don't know what
Annoying.
exactly she's like, because I've only just met her. But I'm pretty sure that everything I know about her is probably wrong. And that's going to continue, based on the way she acts.
That seems superficially profound, because how could everything you know about her be wrong? Like, really? Like how does that even make any sense?
I think your words also describe her pretty well. Superficially profound is probably a great way to describe her.
I don't know. It's just she's more of an annoyance than anything else, if you ask me. Because I mean,
Bit of a wild card.
Make a deception roll, Nira.
Hold on. It is deception. 18.
Zorath winks at you.
Just going to quietly drink my wine.
So anyway, I wanted to just check in, make sure you had everything. It's interesting about that aura thing. That's good to know. But yeah, so I'll be back in the morning. I just needed to warn you, like, don't leave, don't steal anything, just because it's gonna be a big mess, and we really don't want to have to bribe any guards. So that's all there is to it, really.
All right. Try not to cause any ruckus.
All right. Good night. And he saunters back down the hallway.
I don't trust you.
That was a terrible impression. Oh, you guys.
Wait a minute.
I told you, annoying.
So, I think I can still stand by my statement. Everything I thought I knew about her was a lie, and everything I probably will know will be a lie.
And Amethyst is like,
whole-
no, I think what just happened here, that's pretty much who she is, I think.
What about that whole slavery comment? Was that just a...
The thing about Jinxie is there's always a little bit of truth in what they say.
Yeah. Kind of like a dinosaur shit out of diamond.
Doesn't surprise me.
Oh, I'm not sure I understand that metaphor, but
You're
Yeah,
doing
let's interrogate that a little bit. This is the DM talking.
There may be something valuable deep in there, but if only you can hold your nose long enough. And no matter what happens, you're covered in shit by the end.
fair enough.
All right.
But just as a point of reference, I don't think Zorath would go around in a smoking jacket with a pipe. I mean...
I know him almost as little as I know about this Jinxie character, so I didn't really know what to expect.
At this point, Amethyst suddenly kind of gasps in surprise, and as you kind of look over to see, she's looking down at her feet and kind of trying to kick her feet, but you can see that strange vines with flowers on them are growing up around her feet out of nowhere.
It's not a great time for plants, Amethyst.
I'm not doing this, and the vines are continuing to grow up. They're like already back, like up to around her knees.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
there's vines.
Archie, get your sword. I don't have anything sharp. I
I was just looking at
blunt
a spell
objects.
that has anything like that.
don't have any spell slots.
Like you slash upon them. Slash upon the vine.
As you go to move closer to her and bring the sword over, it bumps into an invisible barrier about a foot away from her.
What the hell is this?
She says, I don't know, and she's trying to struggle, but like it's binding her legs now. And then you all kind of hear a strange voice that there's actually it sounds almost like multiple voices speaking in unison. And if your senses are not deceiving you, it's coming from the flowers. And what the voices say is, the time has come to end this foolishness. It's getting too dangerous. And the vines are continuing to grow up around her, and they're like at mid-thigh now.
Amethyst, what is this?
I don't know. No, what foolishness? Who are you? And then there's basically a deep, weary sigh and says, well, first let's get rid of that charm on you. And Amethyst suddenly kind of blinks and just her face goes totally pale, and she goes, "You guys, I don't know what I was thinking. I took off my non-detection charm."
You what?
What?
No.
The vines are like up around her hips and her waist now. And she says, I for some reason, like, because I felt like we just had to help him, but then when you wouldn't let me do it, I figured the way to help him was to bring the Fey Queen to us. It seems crazy now. And then the voices are kind of continue and just say, "This is exactly why your plan was nonsense to begin with. We'll have you home soon." And the vines are like up around like her chest now and are starting to pin her arms down.
This invisible wall trying to break through it. I can't.
Yeah.
Does anybody have any spells that can get rid of this? Because I'm I have nothing. I have nothing left.
I'm out.
And Amethyst starts to mutter some incantations, but she can't move her hands. And one of the leaves just kind of the vine kind of grows up big and kind of.
I'll step back a few feet. Try to use chromatic orb.
What does the chromatic orb look like as you do it?
I step back a few feet. I kind of contemplate for half a second, look over at Nirakina, shrug, and lightning leaps out of my hand.
That's my move.
It reaches this area where the invisible barrier had been and just sort of crackles around as though there's sort of an aura of lightning around her briefly and then dissipates.
That's the best I can do.
And the vines are basically almost completely enveloped her now, and the voices just say, "If your friends would like to visit you, they can do so in the Beastlands, where you will be safe." And then they basically have completely enveloped her now, and then she was kind of still sitting as it was wrapping up around her, but the kind of slowly like this mummified, vine-covered figure kind of slumps.
We'll come
and then
for
like
you.
tips over, and then it looks like it's just a coil of vines and there's no longer anything inside.
Yeah, we'll
The hell
find
did you
you.
What was that all about?
I'm gonna look at Archie. I swear to God, if you leave me, I can't do this by myself.
Wait a minute.
I'm not.
Was that
The Beastlands are another plane. We've seen it.
You've seen it? How do we get there?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like any other plane of existence. There's
So we'll open up a portal.
rituals and portals, but we can't open them.
We have a friend that
need
might
to
be
learn
able to
that.
now.
Yeah, we need to learn that trick.
What Zed, that guy, was saying? Didn't he say that you could actually start opening portals? That you might.
He said maybe. He said maybe we were opposites, or maybe we could learn. Or
Yeah, I feel like he can't close them, but we can. And
This just disappeared from the screen.
he can open them, but we can't. It's like we're two halves of the same key.
But wasn't that because the thing, the whatever it is trapped with Melicanth?
I think that's why the feedback happened. That's why
That's why I couldn't close that one in the cave.
that's why we can't
Maybe
close
that's why
that
you
one.
can't open them either.
When we close them, the energy is reabsorbed into that orb. So if we're cut off from it, there's nowhere for it to go.
Does that mean you draw the energy out of the orb too when it's available? Should we try to find out?
I intend to find out a lot of things tomorrow.
But what I mean is, should we try to free Melicanth?
Yes. I mean, ultimately, yes. But I'd like to hear more sides of the story, before. I mean, I don't think anybody should be trapped and I don't think she's necessarily guilty of anything other than ignorance, but
But if
so,
we can,
so are we.
If we can free her and free the moment thing,
Mm-hmm.
then you might be able to find out if you can open a portal to these beastlands.
True. True.
First things first, how do we steal that crystal?
I don't think that's something I can even think about tonight. I say we wait until we have more information. There's nothing we can do right now.
Amethyst just disappeared.
Oh, I was there. Yeah.
I mean, I know she has a history of this and all, but you don't seem as worried as I thought I should be.
Well, it's different this time. I mean, last time one of us went away, we thought Mugen was dead.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't...
It didn't sound like it didn't sound fatal. It sounded like a timeout, for lack of a better term. But I recall, I mean, that was something to help her with. If we could find an artifact from the Beastlands, it may restore her memory. That's what, I mean,
didn't seem exactly excited about receiving her memories back.
No.
But do you think that's what she's going to be looking for in the Beastlands? I mean, will she be free there? I don't know.
I think that may be where she's from.
I think she won't be dead. That's all I know.
Yeah.
Hope so. I just got her back. I don't relish the idea of her going away again.
Is there more wine? I need more wine. My cup is empty
There
again.
is definitely wine.
Is that beer?
It's amethyst.
The wine actually doesn't seem like it's made from grapes. It seems like perhaps it was some other similar fruit that has made a wine-like drink.
Made
But-
from gems. It's 100%.
Gets the job done. I'm not in a position to be
It
picky.
definitely has alcohol.
Is there a beer of any kind, or is it all wine?
There's only wine that was initially brought out.
Crap. All the mushrooms I had were in Amethyst pack. Wait, we were looking at the Amethyst pack.
Yeah,
they
so
in
you
here
guys
somewhere?
had been talking about she wasn't holding the bag when she disappeared.
I go to the bag
We've
and see if
got
I
it
can
here,
summon out
whatever.
some of those mushrooms, see if they're still in good shape. Because we had stored them a long time ago, and bags of holding aren't known for necessarily keeping things all that.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. It's been a couple of weeks, and nothing is really preserving them.
I mean, they're still technically edible.
Actually, like this is me as the DM. Like I don't know how long mushrooms keep. They do start.
I
Going
mean, if
bad,
they're in a cool,
don't
dry
they?
place, if they're
Yeah,
in
I
a cool,
mean,
dry
well,
place,
but I
they
mean,
can
if they're-
last months.
Even if they're picked.
Yeah.
Yeah, surprisingly.
They're fungus. I mean, like, do they
And-
mold? Because it'd be
They
weird.
do, actually. I've actually had mushrooms go bad
That's
in
what
my
I said.
fridge.
Yeah.
But I'm also speaking as Alaric, who spent many
Yeah.
years eating whatever he could find. He's also a dwarf, so poison is not exactly key on his mind. And some of the poisonous mushrooms are probably even tastier now.
Nira is going to drink a lot of wine, and then she is going to get a little bit of wanderlust. So she's going to start, like, she's going to go exploring.
Okay.
Oh, jeez.
So what you
No.
have in your immediate vicinity, namely like the area that was kind of gestured at in order to suggest that this was the area you could go, includes what is obviously kind of a sitting room here with a table and chairs and furniture and so on, and then there's a short hallway with 3 different rooms that do seem to be small but elegantly appointed bedrooms, and there is a fantasy bathroom. I couldn't think of another word for it.
Does it have an elimination stick? They're always helpful.
It's got these 3 seashells on a little shelf. It's
Where did the plates and stuff come from? I want to go that direction.
Yeah. Okay. So you want to follow that way? There was another little hallway off in the other direction from the sitting room, and as you start to follow, that hallway, you reach what looks like it would be, the door perhaps to the kitchen, and a little, just a little plate kind of just hovers up into the air and like blocks your path. It doesn't like hurt you or attack or anything. It just kind of holds itself up in your way, as though to indicate that you should not go that way.
Well, that's no fun. Fine. Guess I will wander back, and I'm gonna pick a room, I guess.
How can you think about sleeping like a...
The furniture is nice and well maintained, but you also get the feeling that these rooms are not used often. So everything's a little too pristine.
I'm going to definitely scope out the entirety of the room, look for hidden panels, look for locks, look for spying places, anything like that.
Go ahead and make an investigation check.
Oh dear. All right. That is a 13.
You find that on one of the little end tables near the bed, there's an intricate little mechanism that, without sort of prodding at, you wouldn't have even sort of thought that there was anything to it. But there's essentially just a little button worked into one of the carved inlays that folds out a little bookshelf that has a couple of books on it.
Okay. What kind of books are these?
They're pretty good condition, though they're all in some other language.
Some other language?
Yeah.
I know a couple of languages.
Well, do you know...
Probably not.
Do you know Terran or Primordial?
I was just about to learn them when I left home.
Ain't that just the luck?
Indeed.
Guess who
Mira's
spoke
gonna take a bath
Primordial?
and go to bed.
What's that?
Guess who
Sorry?
spoke Primordial? Amethyst
Person
did.
we lost.
Of course.
Oh well.
Mm-hmm.
So does everyone go to bed?
Yep.
I'm gonna
Nice long
move.
bath and going to bed.
All
Get
right.
my furniture in
I haven't
front
had a
of the
bath
door.
in weeks. It's gonna be great.
I'm going to haul furniture in front of the door and make sure it's blocked off good and well. Then, how high is the bed?
It's a little tall for your preference.
Perfect. I put the pillows in the bed and sleep under it.
All right.
I didn't survive that many years
Yeah.
hiding from...
Nira, you are pleased with the bath facilities. You are a little startled that the hot water comes out very, very hot, meaning almost immediately. It's just extremely scalding. But once you are aware of that, you are able to produce just a very nice temperature.
Oh, you get used to this.
There are assorted soaps and oils and so on too.
And I'm gonna smell nice too. It's gonna be awesome.
It didn't take much to win her over. Hot bath?
Yeah. Fantasy
With oils?
hotel.
Right? Fantasy spa.
Yeah. All right, so all of you are able to get a full night's rest, so you can go ahead and complete a long rest on your, from mechanical standpoint. So, in the morning, you are each awakened by sounds of clattering dishes back out in the sitting room.
Time for breakfast.
We're all trying to
Just a little too chipper this morning.
They bring out as you emerge into that sitting room. They have prepared a number of exotic fruits and some kind of a porridge.
Porridge.
Fruit sounds good.
Excellent.
Do they have any ale this time?
Are you asking for any ale?
I mean, there's not really anything to ask. Hey, you, thing I can't see. Can I get some ale in here or something?
You don't hear any response, but about 30 seconds later, a platter drifts out from that hallway with a big stein.
What do you know? Maybe the service isn't so bad here after all. Take the stein and see what kind of beer they brew in Rockland.
It's pretty good. It's fancy. It's got a complex flavor profile.
Notes of, I was going to say amethyst. That doesn't seem right.
That would be an unusual beer flavor.
Non-dwarves can't understand that you can smell rocks.
Right.
They have a thing of their own. It's how we navigate in the dark.
I was just wondering if you went around licking druids, like.
I didn't think it'd be appropriate yet. No. I've only known her for a while.
She probably wants you to buy her dinner first.
Or she'd give me a beating I wouldn't forget. Or maybe one I would forget, depending on how she hit me. Well, cheers for breakfast.
So, as you all finish breakfast and it becomes apparent that you are done eating, the various invisible servants pack up the dishes and you hear a knock at the door from the other hallway.
They're knocking now. That can't be good.
Enter.
The door opens and Zorath enters. He is wearing a different robe than he was wearing the real Zorath yesterday, but it is similar in style. He is looking refreshed himself, and he notes all of you, and you see Jinxie back in her human appearance, kind of over his shoulder, and he just greets you and says, "I trust everything was to your satisfaction."
It was lovely, thank you. I'm gonna kind of look back at Jinxie. I said, "You missed a few details, but I like the look."
Be careful when you trust everyone or everything. Especially that one.
Zorath kind of turns back to her with a little bit of a frown, and she just... And he turns back to all of you and says, "Are you all prepared then to discuss our path forward?"
Indeed.
Yeah, just so you know. Yeah, maybe you can't count. I won't hold it against you. But one of us is not here. It wasn't.
Where is she? I had assumed she was simply still...
I don't know.
asleep.
Maybe summoned by the Grand Druid. Some fancy druid business.
What?
I'm not sure.
She, we had a bit of an incident before you arrived, and she had been affected by a spell. And during the course of that spell, removed a non-detection charm that was keeping her safe.
And then she was detected and taken.
That is concerning. I had thought that whatever means you were all using to protect yourself from the Fae and others that were hunting you would keep you safe here as well. Do you have any
Well,
idea
would
why
have.
that is not the
Yeah.
case?
Apparently, yeah. Well, she had been charmed before we entered, and part of that charm got her to remove her protection, her amulet.
He just kind of takes a moment.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate. Do you have any
That's a word.
idea where she has been taken?
The Beastlands, as far as we know.
Interesting. Do you believe there is any immediate danger for the rest of you here?
No.
I don't think. Okay, just what is the other Fey Queen's name? Because I cannot remember it.
So,
Oh,
Solomonia and
The dark one.
Herotimus.
Rodimus. Okay.
you're obviously meaning present company excluded, I'm assuming. Looking straight at Zorath.
Is that a threat? Is that what you're trying to do?
It's honesty. I don't trust you. I don't have a lot of reason to trust you. I'm here because it didn't seem to be a lot of choice. It seemed to be the right moment. Don't for a moment think that I also believe everything from you.
Fine. I only brought you along because the others would have complained. To the rest of you, if you do not believe there is pressing danger, perhaps we can discuss. Do you have any other questions for me before we begin making plans?
Oh, I have plenty of questions about everything, but I feel
He comes in and he takes a seat and kind of adjusts his lips and
Maybe we should. Well, I mean, I don't.
before
wanna
we
be
begin.
insulting. Yeah. Go
Before
ahead.
we
Sorry.
begin, I am going to ask. You might understand that we have trust issues. And it's not just you. But if you would permit me, I would like to make sure that everything that's said here is true and honest.
And how do you propose to do that?
I have a spell that I would like to cast that only works within a small radius, but I think it would give us some peace of mind if you'd allow it.
And just as at the same time that Zorath nods and says, very well, Jinxie says, you know, I have some stuff to do. I'll come back later, maybe? Yeah, okay, I'll be back later. See you guys. And she, peace. She ducks out. Zorath just kind of...
You know, I have ways to take care of that if it's going to be a problem.
Jinxie has been of extraordinary use to me, even if she is sometimes particular.
Not herself.
All right.
She serves me well so long as I keep her entertained.
Well, I can imagine you're incredibly entertaining.
Is that a joke?
No, not at all. I'm going to cast Zone of Truth.
All right, I think... you know what? He's going to go ahead and voluntarily sort of submit to the effect.
Okay.
And he, as he sort of feels it wash over him, he kind of looks thoughtful for a moment. I am interested in this spell. Fascinating.
Well, I'd be happy to show you how it works.
And then we all feel the wishy-washy, right? Everybody within
Well,
15 feet.
unless if you have to make a saving throw
Resist.
if you want to resist,
Yeah.
but if you are willing to,
Like, if
I
you
just wanna
want to
make sure I just
try
wanna
to
make sure
tell
we're all on the
lies
same
during
page.
this,
right,
then
yeah, like if you want to try to resist, you can.
Yeah.
It's
I had
tempting.
prepped it all, so I just want to make sure we were all,
it's a charisma saving throw if you want to DC 15. So,
It's tempting, but I don't think I'm gonna.
just giving
Make
you the
that
option.
I'm just gonna say very little.
It's an exercise in what not to say as much as what to say.
Very well
Another
then.
All
episode
right,
of what
so-
not to say.
Now
Well,
that you
gives
are,
a small assurance. Sure.
you will be satisfied that I am telling you the truth. What would you like to know?
I think we need to start at the beginning. The original ritual that was being attempted, the stolen moment itself. What
Yes.
can you tell me about that?
It was an attempt by the Deep Elves to summon a demon lord, facilitated by a warlock who happened to be my mother. That is why I was there.
What was the purpose? I mean, I know it was to summon the demon lord, but why? Why would they do such a thing?
I was not briefed on all of their long motivations, though I gather it had to do with disagreements they felt with your people.
That figures.
Your people.
It's a long story.
He nods. The high elves that lived above.
I'll be the first to admit that they're not the most accommodating of people.
I find that hard to believe. The one example that I have has always been so agreeable and easy to get along with.
Flatterer.
Wait, sarcasm doesn't count as lies, right? So were they trying to summon a particular demon lord or just put the bait out?
It was a specific summoning that was facilitated, as I mentioned, by my mother. Her patron, a earth djinn known as a Dao, named Onyx, had facilitated an arrangement between the Deep Elves and this particular demon lord, which both parties saw as mutually beneficial.
I thought I had parent issues.
Clearly never met my parents.
You don't really
And that
mention
was-
them much either.
And that was Motha lost, right?
Yes.
And you were just there to observe, or to be, I
It
guess.
is a bit more
couldn't
complex than that. My mother and I had no quarrel with the High Elves nor the Deep Elves. We were there at the behest of my mother's patron, the Tao named Onyx. And in particular, I was there in order to ensure my mother's cooperation.
Ah,
So you were a hostage.
Of sorts.
Right.
So,
tough break.
what happened was not what was supposed to happen, but then you know that part. What happened after that is that, mystical artifact or no, my mother's patron does not accept excuses, and she was taken away to be punished. Her patron had no interest in me, and so I was left to be tortured by the Deep Elves as punishment for the ritual's failure. I did escape. And I sought out those do-gooders who interrupted the ritual and ruined my life for reasons that they thought were good, I'm sure. I sought out Queen Talia, intending to kill her, but I was young, I was a fool, and I was caught by Melicanth, who recognized me. And we worked together, having a mutual agreed goal of undoing the damage that had been done to the universe. However, I was betrayed.
Sounds about her speed.
I thought that our intent mutually was to restore the moment and the timeline and undo the damage. However, she had a plan, apparently, designed to have me interfere with the ritual once it was restored. It was foolish, and it risked ruining and upsetting the entire arrangement. And my guess is that all of you have been roped into a similar plan, where repairing the universe is risked in order to attempt to defeat the demon once the moment is restored. I have no personal investment in whatever that demon lord had intended to do. But to attempt to interfere with the restoration of the stolen moment in order to change the outcome risks the fate of the entire universe. I have seen so much now. And honestly, the fate of individuals living in the prime material plane seems of paltry significance to me, given everything that's at stake.
Speaking of what's at stake, we ran across a rather odd halfling warlock not that long ago. It feels like forever ago, but it couldn't have been more than a day. She had some ideas about, and she was, her mind was half gone, but it was very, very clear that she had seen something to put her that way. And she was speaking about forces outside of these planes using these tears to, as if they were just holes in a dam, holding back this force that was beyond even the Fae or fiends, anything of that nature. So something entirely different and completely outside of what we know.
It sounds like madness to me.
Now, did your mother talk that way?
What way is that?
About forces far beyond what most people consider powerful, that were going to interfere in worldly matters.
My mother's patron is very well understood. It was a distinct individual, an earth djinn named Onyx. She was not tapped into mysterious, unknown entities.
Did she give it a name, Alaric? You spoke with her fairly closely.
Let me rifle through my memory. I don't think she did give it a name. Let's see if I have anything that's name-worthy.
You'll forgive me for my impatience, but it seems as though you met someone who was mad, and they spoke madness to you, and now you're asking me to make sense of their madness.
There was more to it than that. It didn't... I've seen what it looks like when people are touched by this magic of these fissures, seen how they speak after the Fae have gotten in their heads. This is something else entirely. Something beyond.
Each plane has its own resonant spiritual energy, and it is true that exposure to a foreign energy can have an influence on the physicality and mental landscape of individuals who find themselves near one of these fissures. To some, it can drive them mad, but I don't put any more stock into it than that. Some weak-minded individuals have their minds broken due to the influence.
There's been so many strange things that have happened. I find it difficult to discount anything as possible. And I think it would be foolish to do so.
Then what is it that you are proposing?
It's not that I'm proposing anything specific. I'm suggesting that there may be even more to this that we don't yet understand. And I think it's worth keeping that in mind, because only a fool thinks that he knows everything.
That I can agree with. I will take what you said under consideration. However, I have seen a great deal. I experienced all of the planes simultaneously, thanks to your intervention in my original ritual. It was not a pleasant experience, but I learned a great deal. And I do not know what other entity you may be speaking of.
I'm afraid I don't have any better explanation for it than that. Something about it.
From my perspective, our objective is simple. None of us wants the universe to be destroyed.
Correct.
I will take that as a given. Even Melicanth has this as her nominal goal, but she puts a qualifier on it as well, that she insists on attempting to interfere with the demon as well. However, as I see it, her attempt to shape the outcome of the event once returned risks the entire proposition and is foolhardy as a result.
So, what happens if the ritual went forward as planned? What would have happened? What would be... How would that timeline have continued without the interference?
If you're asking me what the Demon Lord planned to do, I should think that it would involve a lot of death and destruction. However, in a broader sense, the way the timeline would have proceeded is the way that it was supposed to before the intervention of unnatural magic.
Unnatural. Odd choice of words.
I speak of magic that disrupts the flow of time in a way that is counter to the universe's existing structure. If that makes you feel better.
Summoning demon lords doesn't sound terribly natural to me, though.
Why should it not? The abyss is a plane, just as the prime material plane is. Portals exist to bring entities from one to another. These have always been true, even before the stolen moment caused additional fracturing.
which was a creation of a Fey Queen, which
in her mind was a completely natural thing.
The Fey Queen never intended for it to be used. It was an amusement, intended to be an art object. It was intended to sit on a shelf. There is the thing that could break the universe. Isn't that interesting?
Sounds about right. What can you tell me? There's a name that came up. Are you familiar with someone or something by the name of Pishwish?
Pishwish, I believe, was the Fey individual who stole the artifact in the first place. Melicanth told me of this. I never met the individual myself. He disappeared shortly thereafter, punished, I should think, by his masters and mistresses.
Convenient. So, what is it that you're proposing? Exactly.
Well, the original plan, had Jinxie's deception proved more effective, would have had Melicanth trapped in the gem, but with the stolen moment in our possession instead of trapped in the gem with her. This complicates matters. The plan was to continue my original ritual and restore the stolen moment to the timeline, and allow events to unfold as they always should have.
And somehow you think that's going to be better?
Better than the end of the entire multiverse and all of the planes? Yes.
He has a point.
Better than the existing timeline. You're talking about restoring a timeline that isn't going to go all much better for you, certainly. Probably not better for the rest of the people on this plane. So it may still be the destruction of this plane.
I don't think that you would require this magical spell to believe me when I say that I could not care less.
See, that's a problem.
Only if you wish it to be.
Caring is kind of something important.
I care about preserving the continued existence of everything.
So what happens if we don't? Just hypothetically. What if we don't open more fissures? And what if we don't close them?
The process that you have already observed, the presence of fissures, they will continue to multiply. The fracturing will accelerate over time. And eventually, all will descend into chaos. At least, that is my interpretation of the data. Melicanth shares that prediction, incidentally.
So with her trapped, how do you propose to move forward? She has the stolen moment.
Indeed. It is difficult because I believe that she has the stolen moment hidden away in a spell that if she were to die without letting it out, it could be lost to us. And by that I mean shunted outside of any physical plane.
See, Archie, it's good that I didn't kill her, isn't it?
Were you planning to kill her?
They have beef.
I think that's probably extreme. And there's lots of ways to make a person suffer that doesn't involve killing them.
Listen, it would have been my first choice to keep her imprisoned in this gem for all eternity. I find it an ironic and amusing punishment. However, we need the artifact.
Eternity doesn't seem so long when it's going to end, I guess. I mean, revenge is kind of boring when you can't actually gloat for long.
It's something that I'm eager to try and see how satisfying it feels. However, the problem is this. Imprisoned in the gem, the artifact will be imprisoned in the gem with her until she is released. Period. I can release her at any time. But I am skeptical that she will be cooperative. I have made an arrangement for a possible option, but it will require your cooperation.
I'm listening.
I have been engaged in a business relationship with one of the individuals from this plane. They are the one that had enchanted the gem in which she is currently imprisoned now. However, the gem as it exists is the extent of what I had already negotiated for. They could provide a set of magical shackles, if you will. It could be imposed upon Melicanth when she is released from the gem to prevent her from escaping. We would then need to persuade her to release the artifact. However, in order to procure these shackles, we would need to assist my business partners with a task they need doing. One of their mining operations has been disrupted, and we would need to resolve the issue.
More mines.
It's
So-
not all bad.
We'll find that there are a great many mines here in the elemental plane of Earth.
Kind of makes sense.
Here is a problem that I foresee. You get her out, you put the shackles on. What incentive does she have to give you the stolen moment?
I had hoped one of you might be able to persuade her.
I think the only thing she'd be willing to bargain with, or for, would be her own life.
There's always
Her freedom.
torture.
But that's so mundane.
No, there
Doesn't
isn't.
work.
It wouldn't have been my first choice either. But
It's
we're
messy.
looking for options, aren't we?
I'm sure you'd make exceptions in certain circumstances.
I'm not saying that I wouldn't do it if I felt it was necessary.
I'm still not liking the end goal here anyway. You put back the stolen moment, and the world goes to hell. We don't put that back the stolen moment, and the world shreds to hell. I don't like either
One
one.
part of one plane of many goes to hell for a while, instead of all planes being disintegrated forever. It seems an easy choice to me.
It would.
Well, and there's no way to destroy the demon without releasing him first.
If you think you could destroy the demon, you're welcome to try, but I would request that we avoid engaging in hypotheticals, because the plan that Melicanth had supposed to try would have risked the possibility that the moment is not restored completely. If we are successful in restoring it, none of what we are experiencing now would have happened.
Mm-hmm.
No, something much worse. From our perspective.
It's relative, I suppose.
Yeah. A lot can happen in 100 years. For good and ill, or ill.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. We've been through a lot. Our equipment is beat up. We had new armor. We're not... I feel very unprepared to dive into some new task. I'm also hesitant to return to Ushbithwa. One of the Queen Salomonia, I feel she did something.
I would urge you to not include returning to the prime material plane at this time in one of the available options. It sounds as though it's a place you know to be dangerous.
Every place we know is dangerous.
We could send a messenger.
That's true.
Doesn't require traveling to another plane to find danger when we're involved.
I have no doubt that there will be fighting required in resolving the mining dispute.
We could send a messenger to pick up the things we need.
A messenger? I could
Unlike
send
you.
Jinxie.
Unlike you, we have friends and trusted.
Oh my gosh,
friends.
she might come in handy.
I don't think so.
She has come in quite handy on a number of occasions.
But has she come in trustworthy on any of them?
Sufficiently motivated, she can be trusted to act in her own self-interest.
I definitely call those people untrustworthy.
That seems an odd definition to me, but as you like.
It's more predictable, I think.
Yeah, I was going to say they can be predictable at least.
But the moment there's some other angle, all unpredictability goes out the window.
Well, when you're talking about dealing with any sentient creature, there's risk involved.
Yeah, but this is that Jinxie thing. We're going to need to discuss this, I think. But for now, what else do we need to know?
If you would agree to embark on this errand for my partner, they would want to meet you. This is something that I would urge you strongly to consider. Because as things stand now, although I have brought a great amount of wealth to my business partner, they currently consider that paid for. If we would ask any further indulgence, we will need to demonstrate further value. And until we have a means of extracting the artifact, any other endeavor is wasted effort.
All right, but I need my new armor first.
It is waiting for you in Ushbithra?
It should be ready.
Very well. I can send Jinxie after it. Is it paid for, or does it require any additional deposit?
I was hoping you wouldn't ask. It still requires it. We paid half.
How much?
What was it? Another $250 for mine? Was that right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think mine as well. So I think I wrote both.
So it's another 175 gold still owed for Nira's armor, which would be ready. Archie's wasn't going to be ready for another 2 days, and still owes 400 gold on it.
Yeah, because we had those platinum bars, I think it was going to be that I was going to finish paying for mine and give the rest to Archie, right? I think that's what I had said.
That's up to you guys.
Been a very long time.
Yeah.
Well, it's in my best interest to help him get new stuff.
Right. Well, I had X'd out each of our platinum bars because it equated to doing all of it.
Mm-hmm. Because that was all I really needed or wanted was just new armor. So the rest of it, I was like, take it. But yeah, so we can send Jinxie with the remaining payment. And if any fitting is required, I'm sure Jinxie can accommodate that as well.
True.
She can manage.
How long would that take?
I can send her immediately. If it is already ready and waiting, then I would imagine it's no more than a few hours to return with it. Do you suppose that those patrons, the Dragonborn, will interfere with her?
It's not with them, so I don't think they should come across them.
Understood.
And there's a good chance she wouldn't recognize them depending on who she is.
The simplest means of sending her would be to send her through the portal which I created near their shop.
That's true.
I could easily create another, but I thought out of deference to you, I would
don't-
avoid creating too many portals which cannot be closed currently.
So you can create one even though the moment is sealed away.
I can.
Which makes me wonder where that energy comes from. If closing the portal takes energy and puts it somewhere else, that energy has to come from somewhere in particular to exist in the first place.
And we can't close that portal because
There's nowhere
Door
for the
is
energy to
sealed.
go.
It is always easier to destroy than to create. And in this instance, though we speak of creating a portal versus closing it, what I am actually doing is causing a tear in the existing fabric of reality. There is already pressure and strain due to the missing event in the timeline. All I do is release some of the pressure in a local circumstance.
Well, I don't think that anyone at the shop would interfere with anything to do with the portal. I think they want it gone. So the sooner we can do that, the better.
I will be happy to close the portal once we have extracted the... well, once we have extracted the artifact. You will be able to close the portal as you like. So then, shall I inform my business partner that you will meet with them?
So we're gonna do this job to get shackles,
They are magical shackles, but
magical
yes.
shackles. So if we do
Prevent
this,
her from teleporting away.
if we do this, I mean, I think we should be on an even footing. I think we should have an ability to release her if things don't add up.
Why would you release her? What would be your
I
aim?
don't know. I mean, if we determine this is all deception and that we do need to aid her as opposed to you, if what you're saying doesn't add up, maybe we do need to. I don't know. It's all the trust seems to be going one way.
As I see it, I am proposing to you an alternative to what she has already presented. What do you think she would... do you think she would change her story now?
It's happened before.
She is obsessed with her own solution to this problem. She will pursue it to the exclusion of any other option at any cost. Once we have released her from this gem, she will most likely assume that you have betrayed her. And if you were to release her, she would simply interfere with any ability to resolve the situation any other way than her preferred.
Can I ask a question? If you had to choose between your revenge for Melicanth and setting things the way that they should be, healing these fissures and correcting things, would that get in your way?
Even though I have a personal dislike of Melicanth, and you might say I'm holding a grudge,
Same.
this is not something that would interfere with the bigger picture. And if you were to somehow persuade her to come around to my side of thinking and our approach, perhaps she could go free. I have no insistence on exacting revenge if it comes at the cost of saving the universe. However, my preference would still be to do both. Besides,
I'm satisfied.
If
It's just
regardless of what you do to her or how she might feel, if we are successful in our aim, then none of this will have happened anyway.
right, and your mother will not have been punished, and you'll be back with her, which happens to coincide with saving the world. That's part of the reason trust is an issue here. I mean, win-win-win for you. Great day for Zorath, you know, but Arkin get screwed in the deal, so.
Not necessarily.
Shall I inform my partner that we will resolve his mining dispute?
Well, I agree,
Yeah.
but we have to all agree.
Shouldn't we talk about this without him here?
Does it really matter?
If you will agree to meet my partner, I will go and inform him and arrange such a meeting and send Jinxie after your armor. And you can discuss whatever you would like in the meantime.
Yeah, I say we agree to meet the partner.
Agreed.
Very well.
I don't like it. I don't trust you. But for now, seems to be the way going forward.
I don't care about you enough to weigh whether I trust you or not. But, as you are a valued companion to the people I do need, I will tolerate you. And he stands up and walks out.
The tolerance is mutual, you daft bastard. I don't like this. I think both he and Melicanth are damn near the same thing. Both obsessed with their own personal revenge or dreams of being the savior of the universe. I think they're both wrong. But I don't have a better solution either.
I mean, I don't think we need better proof that things are ending, so we need to change the path.
He's proposing that we just...
What we're doing isn't working.
Arwen nudges up against you, Alaric, because she is still there. She did not disappear with the amethyst. Arwen, the little unicorn rabbit.
Little... Yeah.
Bunny corn.
I'm still not cleaning up after it.
Almost as in response to you saying that, yeah, Arwen poops out a few little pellets.
I say we leave it here. They've got
A
invisible
silver
things to
dustpan
deliver.
floats into the room with a little brush.
There you go.
Nice.
There are some benefits to being here. Still,
Wow.
I don't know if you're going to be coming with us. I don't know if I can protect you the same way that Amethyst could. Not that I'm leaving you here either.
I mean, I could cast banishment on it and send it back to its plane.
No. I can keep it safe. I mean, I said I would kill it, slaughter it. I didn't really. I mean, I wouldn't really do that. I mean,
make an animal handling check, Archie.
Better than I am.
Oh, I only have a -1. 16.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, and Arwen kind of, comes out and sniffs you a little bit, kind of touches your hand with her nose.
I wouldn't really slaughter you. Unless we had to.
That zone of truth is still active, I see.
So, if you guys have anything else you would want to do before we can kind of fast forward a few hours?
Have one of those beers.
Bring on the wine. I don't care if it's breakfast.
Yeah, get drunk before you go meet this enigmatic business partner.
I don't intend on getting
We
drunk.
have done dumber things.
Hey, no, I'm not trying to dissuade you. I'm excited by the possibility.
Right.
So in any event, you guys are kind of left to reflect on your conversation, and after a while, the unseen servant floats in with a big tray that has a folded set of thick, gray, leathery half-plate armor.
Yes. All right. What does that make my AC?
So basically, you can equip half-plate armor, and the difference of the bullet is just that it does not have the penalty to stealth checks that regular half-plate would.
Okay. Trying to figure out how to find that. Plate.
Yeah.
We got a new tank.
Well,
My armor's still broken.
It would be regular half-plate armor, right?
yes, but regular half-plate armor would also give you disadvantage on stealth checks normally, but your leather half-plate does not have that effect.
Okay. So, yeah. I'll have to figure out how to... Let's see. That goes away. Half plate. Oh, that made my AC 19. Yes.
Yep. See?
Yes.
Better than me now.
I'm so excited.
So, as shortly after that, as you're trying on your new armor, Zorath returns and says, "I will introduce you now. You should know a few things before we go in.
Okay.
One, this is in fact Onyx, the Tao that was my mother's patron.
Oh, great.
Take that into consideration in your dealings with them. The other is they will refer to you as slaves. Do not take that the wrong way. It is cultural. This is a mutually beneficial business arrangement that can be ended at any time at the discretion of either party. They will use the word slave, but it will not mean what you typically think of the word."
This deal keeps getting better. What's next?
That is it. Although I would again encourage you to act civilly and do not show weakness if you can avoid it.
Question about, is it a javelin of lightning
Yes.
that we got? Okay. So can I add that?
Yeah. Do you guys want to because we kind of skipped over you guys actually dispersing any of those other items
Right.
if you wanted to talk about them.
Probably not a bad idea.
Yeah, so we can go ahead and kind of do that if you want, because you know, the other things that you have, I can, you know, maybe let's just go down the list and have each of you add whatever you're taking. All right. So there is the Qualls Feather Token Bird version, because there's a few different varieties of feather tokens.
What was that again? It summons a big bird.
Yeah, it's
Summons a
essentially
giant bird.
it summons a giant bird that you.
It's
can
like an
grab.
amethyst thing, I think. I don't know.
You
Anybody
hang
else
on
want
to
it?
and keep it in the bag of
Yeah.
holding.
Sure.
Yeah.
There is a necklace of fireballs that has 3 beads on it.
That sounds
Essentially,
kinda-
you can just pull off a bead and throw it, and it's like the fireball spell.
Alaric, you want that?
Yeah.
All right. Rolled up in a little tube on the side of the bag of holding is a portable hole. You know, and it has the little tag on it that specifically says "Do not put in bag of holding."
Should we just keep that on the side, or does somebody specifically want that? Alaric, do you want that?
It sounds quite useful.
Sure, hold on to it. I mean, it sounds very situational.
Frankly, I
Yeah.
think I'm the only one without a bag of holding, so the chance of me putting it inside one is pretty slim.
There is the Cloak of Elven Kind, which essentially gives you advantage on stealth checks.
Otter key, put that shit on.
I think in this context, it would be an advantage competing against a normal disadvantage, and so it would be straight rolls on stealth checks instead of
Right.
normally having disadvantage.
Until I get my new armor.
Yeah.
'Cause the new armor negates the disadvantage as well. But yeah, I'll try it.
All right, so that's a Cloak of Elven Kind. There was also a Cloak of Billowing, which is just you can make it billow dramatically, even.
Well,
whether
now
there's
I'm
wind
the
or
only
not.
one without a cloak.
Well, guess what? You got a Cloak of Billowing. How about that?
You can always look like you have a storm around you.
Yeah,
Using
no,
like Banff cloak?
that's pretty on brand. You can
That's
make
true,
it look
yeah.
like there's wind whipping around. There is a Hat of Vermin item.
Oh, yeah,
Anyone
that'll
want
make-
that one?
Save it for now.
Keep that in the bag of holding. Gloves of Missile Snaring.
I thought that would be good for Alaric. You normally have a hand free in combat, right?
Yes. Wait, actually, do I?
I always have a shield and a sword, so it wouldn't be.
It's actually, I'm trying to remember what my. Because I'm trying to remember if I chose 2-weapon fighting or chose. Yes, I chose dueling, so yes, I fight with a single weapon in the hand.
Alright. So, gloves of missile snaring. There was the javelin of lightning, which is spoken for.
All mirror all the time.
Yeah. Slippers of spider climbing.
That would have been perfect for Mugen.
Yeah, it's not something I typically.
I don't know. How do you feel about hanging out on the ceiling, Alaric?
As a short person, I'd feel very happy to be able to get some height from time to time.
There you go.
So you got slippers of spider climbing now. There is an oath bow, which I believe is a long bow with special properties to it.
Yeah, I have a magical bow.
Yeah, you have that
but
+1 bow.
It's a +1 bow. This one has a lot of different vengeful things that did sound
It's
up
kind
my
of
alley.
on brand for a Vengeance Paladin. And then last but not least, the Tome of Clear Thought, which I believe everyone had kind of assumed I think Nero was going to do, but I don't know. That's not
Well,
a
it seemed
requirement.
like it raises, what was it, intelligence
The
by 2?
intelligence score by 2. But you have to basically spend a significant amount of time reading it over a 6-day period.
So, but I think we discussed Alaric potentially using that as well, right? Was that right?
Well, I think
Somebody mentioned
Alaric's,
Archie.
spells are intelligence based, aren't they?
Yeah.
Alaric?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
So that would raise your spell attack and your DC bonus.
Yeah. That would be well spent.
Because I'm at a 16, so I already have a +3 there, but...
Yeah, I'm also at 16, actually.
Okay. We can't split the difference there, yeah.
Yeah. I'm at 10, but I don't know.
Yeah, my spell casting is based on wisdom, so seems like you might get more use out of that, Alaric.
Are you saying I'm dumb?
No. I'm trying to give you stuff, but I will take it if you're going to be like that.
Best benefit for the party.
Takes time to study, right?
Yeah, several days.
So we're going to need to stow it until we get a chance anyway. So if I'm still alive in a couple of days and we've got a chance to rest, maybe I'll read it then.
All right. So, all geared up then. You guys are gonna follow Zorath?
Yeah.
I'll take
Yes.
time to attune to these because I think they...
Well, I think we would have done that overnight or something, because
Yeah,
that's
the
when we
ones.
had all the
well,
stuff
No, we
out.
I'll
were
go ahead and
sorting
just
it
say you
overnight.
guys can. Any of them that need attunement, you can just go ahead and have that. I'll allow that. Because you only would need a short rest to do it, and so we can assume even if you hadn't done it overnight, you could have done it while you were waiting for Nira's armor. All right. So.
All right.
Off you go. As you guys are, making your way down this hallway, he actually leads you out this balcony that emerges from the side of this enormous aquamarine crystal, and there is a glittering golden bridge that leads to a bright red ruby-like structure that is on the other side of this bridge. Leads you across it, and you guys see a lot of sort of not heraldry, but just fanciness. You're clearly walking through an edifice that is designed to impress / intimidate people. So there's just a lot of very ostentatious wealth and luxury on display as you pass through here. Works of art, sculptures and everything is all precious metals and gems. Just everything's just covered with it, to the point where, depending on your personal aesthetic, you might see it as a little gaudy, but it's very clear that everything's very expensive. And so as Zorath leads you into a big set of double doors that are also look at least gold plated and encrusted with various jewels and everything, and then opens the door, and sitting in what is like a throne room, essentially, you see a large 10-foot tall dark, like grayish, like granite color skin, humanoid figure, just dressed in, it's like, imagine a beaded curtain of precious gems as fabric in a dress.
Wow.
Like a toga sort of thing, and sort of like a glorious sort of golden crown looking thing. And so sitting on this throne, looking down at you with eyes that sort of glitter like fire.
Nice.
And Zorath guides you in and does kind of a, like, not a full, like, bow at the waist, but sort of a nod, half bow, and just says, "Mighty Onyx, I present the individuals whom I have procured in the interest of furthering the endeavors we have previously discussed." And sitting up on the throne, the figure just kind of makes a gesture like, like come closer.
All right.
We'll approach and bow a little bit.
Nod my head.
My new slaves are polite. This is good. You have been informed that there is a job to be done, yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have a mining interest which I have purchased from a neighbor of mine. He believed it dried up. I believed it had additional potential, and I have been exploring it further. However, it appears that something has disrupted activities, and all work has stopped. The foreman I sent to investigate did not return. I believe that they have uncovered something dangerous, and I need it dealt with. You do this for me. You allow the mine to resume operation. You will have the device that your colleague has requested.
Do you know anything else about the potential danger down there?
I am told by the guard that accompanied the foreman that when he listened to the corridor, he heard moaning. I am also aware from my neighbor, whom I purchased this mine from, that there is a history that once a powerful creature lived in the levels below, but it was sealed off thousands of years ago. Something may remain there, but the history does not say what.
Would you have us kill this creature or re-imprison it?
I would have you do what it takes to let the mine resume operation. I am not interested in the means, only the end.
What kind of mine is it?
You are a dwarf, yes?
Yep.
You should appreciate then. It is a gold mine. Very rich.
Once rich. Maybe again, if it doesn't dry up again.
There are veins untapped.
Okay.
However, at present the miners are not mining.
What can you tell us about the miners?
They are slaves. Disposable if necessary. If they can be preserved, there will be a bonus. However, I am most interested in clearing the danger. I have other slaves.
But, what kind of people are they?
Slaves.
Right.
Mining slaves.
How many?
There were 200 working there before operations were disrupted. I do not know how many might remain.
How long ago was this?
3 days. Zoreth, you gave me cause to think that this was a decided operation. And he nods and says, they are simply considering the various options available to them, Mighty Onyx.
It's always good to be prepared before you go on the ground.
I am not accustomed to my slaves doing the planning. However, I will tolerate it in the instance because I believe you to be a higher caliber than my normal mining slaves. And it is in this additional capability that I place my trust. And you will be rewarded if you can accomplish this task I have set for you.
Yeah, we're better. That's the reason we're going in, and they're still there. Don't worry about that.
I'm not worried,
Good.
but I am losing money as the mine is not operating. This displeases me.
As well it should. We should get going. Money is wasted.
Time is money, right?
He nods in appreciation at that. All right, and so Zorath kind of, gestures. It's like, all right, that's time to go now. That's how that's gonna go.
We'll head out.
Oh.
And as you're leaving, just as the door is closing, Onyx says, "When you are ready, I will send an elemental to guide you."
Good.
All right.
Zorath kind of comes out, and I think you guys don't need to get a high insight check result to see that he is a little bit relieved, because he was a little worried you guys were going to make that more difficult.
Kind of just wishing I'd equipped silence now. But,
It's a mind. I'm more comfortable doing this than anything else that's happened this last couple of days.
See, we can be reasonable.
Well, let's not push it.
All right. So, do you guys have anything you would want to accomplish before you set out? Zorath makes it clear, incidentally, he's going to let you guys do that part.
Oh, that's a shame. I was admiring the scenery.
What?
Nothing.
All right. I missed something, but all right. But yeah, he is basically, you guys are the fighters. You're going to go do the fighting part.
We're the capable people, so we're being sent to do things that they can't. I get it.
He does not seem bothered by the implication.
He did tell us specifically to not show weakness to the to Onyx. And it's like, well, bravado it is then.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
Let's get this over with.
So as you guys are getting ready to depart, emerging out of what seemed like just a standard, like a standard rock wall, a creature emerges. Did Amethyst ever turn into an earth elemental with you guys? I don't think she ever did that one.
No, the air elemental, I think.
Yeah,
But
yeah, she did air and water at various points, but I don't think she's done earth or fire yet. But in any event, what this is an earth elemental that has just come out of the wall. It is vaguely humanoid in shape, in the sense that it has arms and legs, but it's kind of lumpy and rocky, and it kind of rumbles at you and then turns and starts walking, and it walks about 10 feet and turns and looks back at you.
Guess that's the way.
Time to hoof it.
yeah.
I've got that. There we go. All right, so it leads you a long way. You end up walking for like an hour through various tunnels that, as you venture away from the city, you are going largely down, and in a few places it's actually pretty steep, and you pass from areas that seem like they're maybe commonly trafficked, and having stairs cut into various areas, and tunnels cleared wide enough to have plenty of room, into areas that seem like they are less frequently traveled. There are indications that perhaps there was previously more activity there, but it's a little bit more worn away. and not, kept into like especially usable areas. And so as you're making your way down through these tunnels, are you saying anything, or you're just kind of this earth elemental that is leading the way is not very chatty?
I just kind of have my ears perked. I'm listening for stuff. So
One could say we're taking a very long walk on so many levels.
oh god.
Go ahead and make a perception check, Nira.
Strangely, Alaric probably looks a lot more cheery as we descend further and further into the mines.
Say 23.
Okay, yeah. As you guys are making your way through these tunnels, you do occasionally pick up, echoing down the various tunnels and pathways, sounds of probably mining operations. You occasionally hear the rumble and feel a little bit of a tremor of a distant earthquake, perhaps, or explosion. Hard to say for sure, but activity in the distance here and there, but nothing especially nearby.
I'd like to, as we're going along, and each time come to a branch, take out a piece of chalk and mark a little symbol on the branch so that I can find my way back if I need to.
Okay, yeah.
May or may not have a guide.
Sure, no problem. So you do that as you go. The earth elemental does not seem to mind, just keeps clumping ahead. And then eventually, after marching through various tunnels a fairly long way, you do start hearing, first of all, you have passed outside the area where there's as much other activity going on, even in the distance. But with that 23, you do actually start to hear what sounds a little bit like sort of dry, raspy, moaning voices coming from, there's a big, more open space coming up soon from this tunnel that you're about to emerge from.
This does not make me feel good. Okay.
I gotta
Guys,
try out these shoes.
Heads up. We're coming into trouble.
Ah,
I'm gonna slink
Okay.
off to the side and see if what happens when I start to climb the wall.
All right. Do you activate them?
don't know,
I think the way that magic item works is that you activate it and it's like casting the spell. I don't know that it's just permanent effect.
I mean, it just says while you wear these shoes, you can move up, down, and across vertical surface.
Well, great.
Upside down.
Easy. Then. Yeah.
always
So
happens.
as you kind of take a tentative step onto the wall, you just sort of find that your foot, if you want it to stick, it does. And then you take another step and you're able to just kind of straighten up, and you realize you're standing sideways on the tunnel wall, but you don't feel really, like there's not any strange pressure or, torque on your body. You're able to just stand and walk on the side of the tunnel.
This is
that's
going to be
incredible.
All right. Do you proceed further along the tunnel on the side or on the top or anything like that?
up to the top if I can.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. The tunnel that you're in right now is about 15 feet wide and, roughly circular, with a flat, floor, but you're able to walk up on the top. And so as you emerge, you see a big open area that has 3 sort of tiers that have been cleared, where there's a big flat area, and then a hole has been dug in it, and then within that hole, another hole dug deeper, and so on, with some ladders hanging down everything around it. And you also see all kind of spread around these different levels are a bunch of humanoid figures that seem to be kind of shambling around aimlessly, just kind of moaning. And I'll show you guys the map.
Oh crap, I hope these aren't zombies. I didn't... I only have so many channel divinity thingies, so...
Go ahead and make a perception check.
Thank God for that +7. 20, not natural.
They're zombies.
Oh, great.
So you guys are...
Back up.
You're kind of emerging from the tunnel, like right here. Let's see, they're showing on the... And I'm going to assume Arwen's with you, because you didn't say otherwise, and I don't know if there was any real like safe, obvious place.
I would make a spot for her in my backpack.
Okay.
Maybe.
In
wait,
regular backpack?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that. In fact, actually, go ahead and make a dexterity check.
Okay. 22.
Oh, yeah. With a little bit of, adjusting the straps and sort of trial and error, you're able to put together a pretty effective little, like papoose, thing. Because remember, Arwen is like she's like big compared to like a regular rabbit, like 2.5 feet tall. But she kind of, straddles across your back, sitting in the backpack.
Awesome.
All right, so I'm taking the token off because we'll just assume she's in your backpack. Okay, so right now, are you guys making your way into this room stealthy?
Yes.
Yes.
I assumed we weren't with that giant elemental.
I'm asking you
around,
guys what you did. The earth elemental is not very stealthy as it stomps.
Right.
And,
True. Yeah.
Maybe literally turning around in a second anyway.
Right. So what I'm saying is,
Sure.
it proceeds into the room in a non-stealthy way. I'm asking what you guys do.
Beautiful. Okay. I'm gonna put on my hood and be stealthy and.
Cloak of elven kind.
Mm-hmm.
So that is still a regular stealth roll, just not at disadvantage.
Right.
Yeah.
20, not natural.
25, not natural.
Ah.
Wait.
11.
Okay.
Far better than you usually do.
Give me that.
You're lucky in the sense that your stealth or lack thereof is largely disguised by the enormous stomping rock monster that stomps into the room ahead of you, but then kind of just stands there. Like, it reaches into the room and then just stops. And in the meantime, this one zombie that's kind of there kind of turns and starts lurching sort of half-heartedly towards it.
So how high each of these levels
Okay,
go?
good question. So let's assume that at this level that you're starting on here, there's like maybe a 25-foot ceiling above it. And then we'll say each level is another 10 feet down. And I should add that this center here is a hole that is about 10 feet wide and disappears down into darkness from there. So from this level and then 10 feet down to this level, another 10 feet down to this level, and then the hole that goes down, who knows, you can't see.
Is there a ladder or something at the very bottom of or at that very last hole? Nothing?
No. And there are magical torches in a few places along this upper level that are clearly enchanted. They have kind of a dim flickering light, but it's enough to kind of mostly see by.
Okay, so let me see.
The zombies, incidentally, look like in life they came from a variety of humanoid races, all dressed pretty shabbily. You see here and there discarded mining tools, but none of the zombies are carrying tools. And yeah, Nira, these are zombies. These are not living creatures in a daze. They are undead.
And looking around, all we're seeing are these. There's no other kind of creature or bigger.
Not at present.
Okay. Right.
So I can cast Turn Undead, but it only lasts for a minute. And it's just with creatures within 30 feet of me. So we'd have to get closer to affect as many as possible. And even then, there's a risk that they will fight off the suggestion to go away. I hate zombies. I hate them so much. So I guess I'm going to stealthily approach that ladder, that first ladder there.
Okay. One brief note. We are now at the time that we sometimes stop, but I don't know how you guys are feeling. If you feel like this is a good stopping point, we could do that. Or I'm up for it if you want to just go ahead and continue.
Go.
I say go for it, but...
Go.
Okay. Just wanted to give everyone the opportunity to bail like a coward if you wanted.
Very thoughtful.
Okay, so you're stealthily approaching what, this ladder?
Yes.
Alrighty. Roll another stealth check for me.
That is a 16.
Alright. None of them have seemed to notice you.
Okay. So let's see. What is 30? Let's see. Within 30 feet of me. So is that like?
So right now that would
spreading out.
I mean, it's like a spherical radius. So I would say probably because there's a vertical distance too. This guy might be just out of it, but these four would be in that.
Okay. I am going to use my Channel Divinity Turn Undead.
Okay. So they make a saving throw still, I think. But there's
Wisdom saving throw.
And you have a Destroy Undead feature, right? That destroys level. What CR level does it cover?
It says when an undead fails its saving throw against Turn Undead, it is instantly destroyed, lower than the threshold to my level.
Okay. Give me just one moment. I'm going to switch to a different ambiance.
So I don't know. It says right next to it says CR2 or lower.
Yeah. So that these zombies are definitely CR2 or lower. So okay, I just got some battle music now. So they're destroyed if they fail their saving throw. Correct.
Correct.
Yeah. All right. So that's going to be four wisdom, constitution. Which
wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom.
Okay. They got a -2 for wisdom. So let's see. That's a 0. Wow, it's another 0. I rolled the same thing. I literally have just rolled 3 2s in a row, and with a -2 modifier, that's 3 0s in a row. That's bizarre.
Well, we all know this opposition is nothing to us.
And a 7. So yeah, as you guys watch, Nira concentrates for a moment. She channels the divine strength and form and just power of Rushama, and then a blast of radiant energy zooms out from her, and these 4 zombies are just instantly just disintegrating to ash. But we're gonna roll initiative now because they definitely noticed. The others definitely noticed that.
Fair enough.
4 less on the table, guys.
Archie gets a 17.
The 19.
So that was a natural 20 plus 2, so 22.
Nira really wants to destroy all this.
I hate
what did you
zombies
say,
so
Laura?
much.
19 for me.
19. Yeah. Okay. So technically, Nira, you're up first, even though, yeah. So basically, after you do that, things start to calm down a little bit, And there's just this moment of awkward silence where all of these zombies kind of all in unison go, turn to look and then start lurching.
Yeah.
So you are still up first, Mira.
Okay. How far can I get towards the top of the map? Like, go down the ladder, and then come around so that I would be like...
So it would be 10 feet of movement to go down the ladder.
Okay, so then I have another... was it 30? I have another 20?
Yeah.
Right. And these are 5 each, right? Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. That's not going to put me quite close enough, I think. Yeah, I'm going to move towards the top of the, like, above where that hole is. I don't want to go down in that pit.
So,
but,
like that?
Yeah, like that.
Okay.
And, how many can I get again?
If you wanted to do another channel divinity?
Yeah, because I get 2.
Yeah, okay, well, I'd say that I'll allow that you get another 4 would be in your radius.
Alright, doing it.
Alright.
One more time.
That's a 1. I rolled a natural 20, so even with a -2, that's an 18. That's a 4. And another 2, so that's 3 of them disintegrated. Gosh, I'm glad I prepared more than just this encounter. Yeah, so as you channel your holy divine might, once again, another 3 of these zombies just disintegrate into ash, and then you can just see one of them kind of start to rear back, and then that one's a little more on the ball.
Little help, guys!
Alaric, you're up next.
Doesn't need our help.
Doing great.
What's the swirly thing on the lower left of the corner? Rope? Rope?
Yes, that's a coil of rope.
Okay. Let's see. Well, why don't I just move? I'll just move along the ceiling to be over the lower right corner of the inner circle.
Okay.
So,
like that?
Yeah, if I can get about there.
All right, I'll put you upside down just to indicate you're on the ceiling.
And that puts me almost even with the zombie that's on the top level, right? So
you're actually a little higher, but yeah. Okay. What you were wanting to like shoot your crossbow? You mean?
That's right.
Yeah, I'll say you're in range for that.
Okay. Yep. I will fire off the crossbow. Let's see. That is a total of 12 to hit.
That hits.
That's the benefit of being
pretty slow moving.
Yeah. That is 11 points of piercing damage.
All right.
Fire weirdly upside down and kind of backwards, but that's okay. I can do this.
11 points? Yeah.
11 points.
Your
token
crossbow...
upside with that token upside down, I could not figure out what the heck that was. That was on the map.
Seems appropriate, actually.
When did we get a new monster?
Whoa, I'm the new bearded monster.
It's the bearded gabber.
And are there stalactites hanging from the ceiling?
Yeah, I mean, the ceiling is not, like, smooth.
Okay.
It's got, it's uneven. It's not, worked.
Okay,
Like, parts of it are, like, you can tell, like, they've cleared enough that they would have, like, this space, but it's not worked smooth.
Okay, so there's cover?
Yeah.
I'm going to use my bonus action to hide, then.
Okay. Make a stealth check.
That is only a 24.
Okay, yeah, I think this is pretty good. All right, it is the Earth Elemental's turn, and it does nothing. It stands there. Archie.
Archie's going to move over to the first ladder on his level ahead of him. Just go to it, and then he's going to keep it simple. And, well, he's going to look at the oath bow and the longbow and stick with what he knows for now. Pull out the longbow and shoot the one in front of the Earth Elemental on the same level. Yeah.
All right. Go ahead and roll your attack. It's the same one that Alaric just attacked.
Oh, gotcha.
Yep.
Longbow. Ooh, that's only a 9.
A 9 actually hits.
Woohoo!
Things have an armor class of 8.
So that is a 15 points of damage.
Yeah, that one goes down.
Alright.
It is you basically your arrow severs its spinal cord and it just kind of flops down, limp.
I'd like to take aim at the one in front of on the side of Mira.
All right, this one right there.
Yeah.
All right,
And that one is a 15.
that also hits.
Ooh, 14 points of damage.
Okay. Next is the zombie's turn.
Wait, I'm sorry, that can't be right. That was 10 points of damage.
10 points of damage? Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
All right.
Why did I get 14?
Well, I can add 4 back. That's fine. Okay. Zombie's turn. They are... Let's see. This one is going to come up and try to attack you, Nira.
Naturally.
Yeah. It is going to flail its arms at you. Oh, you know what? I actually just remembered that one of them, the one that Archie just tried to kill, let me... it gets to do a thing.
Thanks, Archie.
Tenderized.
You did... How much damage did you do to
10
that
points
one?
to it.
To the first one? The one that you killed?
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't
That
even
one?
remember.
I think it was 13 or something like that.
It was at least
I think it was
11.
13.
So,
Yeah.
so we'll say 13. So, nothing unusual happens. It's still dead. Zombies sometimes come back though. It's a thing. Anyway, the one that's attacking you, Nira, it's gonna flail its empty zombie gross hand at you.
Gross.
It gets a 16.
I have a 19 armor class now.
It bounces harmlessly off your new fancy leather half-plate armor,
Yes.
and it looks pouty at you. This one looks like Alaric. It looks like it's trying to go for you.
Does it see me?
Oh no, you're right. You're right. You hid. I was thinking it was going to be dumb enough to try to reach you on the ceiling, even though you're way out of reach. But you're right. You're hidden, so it still wouldn't do that. So it's gonna slot. Move. It's actually using a dash action to try to get to you, Nira, but that means it can't attack this turn.
Dang it.
No, it's the fast zombies.
Well, it's still got. It's doing that dragging foot limp thing, but it's in a hurry.
Picking up.
All right, Nira, you're up again. Got
So
two
I
of
have a
these things moaning
question.
at in your face. Yeah.
With this lightning javelin,
Mm-hmm.
can I throw it elsewhere and still ride it?
Yeah.
Like, just okay. Yeah, then I want to do that because I can't use it as a melee weapon, so I'm going to use it to get out of this situation.
So
You can use it as a melee weapon.
You're fine. These
yeah,
things
Well,
are
you
fine.
can, but it won't have its it'll be like a regular.
Right,
Yeah.
and that's not fun. So I want to use the new features.
And I think even though so in this circumstance there's no opportunity attacks either.
So if I throw it like directly, like straight ahead, like through where the zombies would be, can I still do that, or do I have to do it away from them?
No, I think that makes sense.
Okay, because then they have to
Well,
make.
hang on, let me look at this. Let me look
Yeah,
at this.
I have
Magic
questions about the mechanics of this.
Yeah.
I don't
I mean,
know.
I think it's
Because-
like there's only once a day too. Keep that in mind.
Well, it's not.
So I'm pulling up the stats of this just so I can make sure
Oh, yeah.
this thing that I'm looking. Yeah,
Once.
so it's not just infinite.
Yeah. Once
But yeah,
until for every day.
but
Okay.
yeah, you at the same time when you throw it, it forms a line 5 feet wide that extends out for you from 120. So that would work.
Yeah.
You could throw it past them, and it would do that.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna hang on to it though, since I can only use it once per day. So I'm going to use Thunderwave. Thunderwave. I haven't done that in
There you
forever.
go. That's perfect.
All right.
So yeah, do that.
They make a Constitution saving throw.
I am pulling it up.
I believe that's right. They're better at that than at Wisdom.
Thunder, thunder, thunder wave.
Yeah. Constitution.
Okay, so one that's a 12, the other a 9. So they are both affected, full damage. So
Yep. 3d8, and they are pushed 10 feet away. Not very much, but okay. 8.
8 damage.
Yeah.
All right. One of them is looking a little sloppy now. The other
And
one is
then-
damaged as well.
And then I'm going to run back towards.
Are they pushed away and knocked prone, or just pushed back?
I think it's just pushed away.
Yeah, I think it is.
Pushed
just-
10 feet away.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And then I want to move back towards the ladder where Archie is.
Okay. Like, do you want to go up the ladder?
No.
Okay. All right. Alaric, your turn.
So one of them looks more toasty than the other.
Yes, one of them is pretty rough. The other one is injured, but not as bad.
Okay, I'm going to go for another crossbow attack.
All right.
I am hidden, so advantage.
Yep.
Ooh, get in there. Ooh, I'm glad I had advantage because that would have been awful. Although Nirakin is not here for me to hit. That was a 22 to hit.
Okay. Yeah, that'll definitely hit.
Okay.
Are you attacking the more wounded one or the less wounded?
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
the more wounded one.
All right.
And I believe my my sneak attack is 2d6 now. Yes. Oh, that is 20 points of damage.
20 points of damage. Okay, so it starts to go down, and then yeah, okay, that's enough damage. It can't possibly recover from that. So that one is, you once again finish it off. That's 2 for Alaric and 8 for
Nirakin. I'll use my bonus action to hide.
7 technically. Okay,
27.
great. All right, it is the Earth Elemental's turn again, and it continues to just stand there.
Good job.
Archie.
More arrows. Why not? Keep it simple. Well, I'm tempted to just stand there because they're doing great. 9, which I think was a hit, right?
9 does hit, yeah.
6 points of damage,
Okay.
and the number 2, a natural 20.
Woohoo!
Which does 12 points of damage.
Not a single one of these zombies got to use their undead fortitude. Because if it's a critical hit, it doesn't, that doesn't work either. And not if it's radiant damage, and not if if the damage is too high. So, all right. So you finished off that that one, and then just as things kind of settle, the moaning has stopped, and things go quiet for a little bit. You hear a voice from down in the hole.
Don't think I understand that language.
That wasn't.
Can you see in the hole?
Make a perception check.
That wasn't Sylvan or Goblin, was it?
With Gnomish, the gnome was dying.
Oh, a 6. Plus, I'm way up here.
Does anyone
super
speak
tempted to
either
take
deep
tones,
speech or undercommon?
Sorry, most of that was blocked out for me.
Deep speech or undercommon?
Nope.
All right.
Nope.
I'm gonna walk
what was
over
your
down the
perception
wall
check?
towards the rope.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go back up the ladder.
So I think,
Well,
what was your perception check, Archie? I'm sorry.
It was like 6.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's just dark down there for the moment. So were you going to, like, grab the rope, Alaric, or are you still on the
He's
ceiling?
walking over
or-
and then walking down the wall and then
Okay.
walking over the rope.
All right. You are now on the ground next to the rope, and
Is it
Nero goes
attached?
up the ladder.
Yep.
The rope is
Rope.
rope. I mean,
Okay.
there's nothing special about it as far as you can tell.
And
Looks like it's in good condition.
Yep.
All right.
I'm gonna squint at the hole and see if anything I
Make
can
another
see.
perception check.
How firm does that ladder look? Is it attached to anything? The one on the left-hand side.
This one, they're not affixed. I mean, it just looks like a sturdy ladder, but it's not
Okay.
attached to anything. It's just leaning up against the side.
So a 17 for my perception check.
Just for a second, and then it's gone. In the darkness of that hole, you see a big red floating light surrounded by like 10 little floating red lights like swirling around it.
I don't know what that is, but that can't be good.
I'm sure it's nothing.
Mark knows what it is.
Can I cast Sacred Flame down the hole?
I think you need a target for that.
How?
I mean, I'll allow
Yeah,
that you
just-
can make the effect happen, but it's not gonna hit anything without a target.
How much rope is there?
I'll say that it looks to be somewhere between 50 and 100 feet while coiled up.
Oh, okay. All right. I'll start dragging it down. First, that first ladder, kind of throw it up. Probably just throw it down the cliff and walk around and pick it up. And
What are you trying to do with it?
so I'm dragging the rope down towards the hole. My intent is to tie it around a stalactite. So
Okay.
I'm going to get down there.
Alright.
All business.
You're gonna against a stalactite on the ceiling?
Or a stalagmite, sorry.
Okay.
I knew I was going to
All right. You're looking for something on the upper level to tie it to. Is that?
Well, it's only 50 feet of rope, so I figure
Yeah.
I got to move it all the way down to the lowest level to actually have enough rope to get in the hole.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and climb down there.
All right. So we'll say you're carrying the rope.
Yeah, just kind of dragging it
Okay.
along.
All right. All right. And you're going down. You going down to the next level here?
Yep. And if I think there's enough rope probably to reach in there, I'm not sure if there is. 50 feet's not a lot, so.
Well, it's still hard to see how far down it goes. I mean, you have dark vision, but what you see, unless you're like looking straight down into it, is that it is at least 5 or 6 feet deep, because what you see from this angle is, the wall on the other side of it.
Well, if it can't come to us, then we got to go to it.
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and climb down too.
Okay.
Tie the rope off.
Okay.
Throw it towards
I
the
am
hole.
definitely going last.
So, hang on, let me roll initiative for our new player here.
Guest star. Monster in a hole.
Yeah. Okay, so floating up out of the center of the hole, you all see these lights resolve themselves. You see a 4-foot diameter floating skull with enormous sharp teeth, and in an empty hollow eye socket, single central eye socket, is this big red light, and then smaller red lights hover all around the side of it. And then it
It's
kind
like
of
this.
it looks around, and as it turns and points its big central eye socket at each of you, as you feel as it looks at you, just almost like a lead weight, like everything is just subtly heavier when it looks at you, and it just kind of turns towards each of you in turn.
I wish to hide from this thing.
And then a beam shoots out of one of the smaller red lights and just disintegrates the earth elemental.
Oh!
Yep. All right. So Nira, you're up.
I don't have to re-roll.
No.
I want to go first. Okay. I'm going to. I'm going to cast. Oh, I don't want to waste it. Hold on.
Waste?
Hold on.
You were throwing dynamite a minute ago. What are you wasting now?
Those are just zombies. This giant floating skeleton's worse. I'm gonna cast banishment.
Oh.
All right. What saving throw does it make?
Charisma.
Charisma. All right. Gets a 19.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Incidentally, currently it is looking in this direction, towards where the earth elemental was, and because you definitely noticed a feeling when it was looking directly at you, almost like there's some sort of a mechanical effect in place, depending on where it's looking. All right. Okay, Alaric, you're up.
Okay. Let's see. Is there cover down here now that I'm on the ground level?
Not much. I mean, this is kind of a plateau mine. It's kind of designed to be moving stuff out of the way.
Okay. Alright. Well, might as well unleash some things here. Oh. I actually have that. I forget about that. Wait, I don't have all those spells. What's going on? It listed me all the way up to 8th level spells. Like, I don't have 8th level spells.
If you're... yeah, I don't know what that would be about.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there because I don't have slots. I'll be on 2nd. Oh. Weird. I think when I put on the necklace of fireballs, it listed fireball at every level of the spell.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Which is weird. I am going to cast Blur on myself.
Okay. Suddenly, does it look special, or is it standard? You just look diffuse. It's hard to tell exactly where you're standing.
Yeah, basically. Blurred, shifting, random patterns.
All right. Okay.
I'm going to move to be basically behind where it was looking. So the sort of north, I guess.
Like that?
One more to the diagonal right. So a little closer.
So like that?
Opposite direction, down.
Oh.
A little closer to it.
I see. There you go.
There. It's almost jumping range.
All right. Incidentally, as you move and creep up behind it, you do see one of these little red, glowing red things kind of sort of move around to sort of point itself at you, even though the big one is looking away. All right. Okay, that's Alaric. The earth elemental was disintegrated. Archie.
Archie is going to... Archie's going to go ahead and climb up the ladder again, because you can still see everything clearly.
Alrighty.
And cast haste upon himself.
All
one
right.
of his favorites.
And
he's going to draw the new oath bow. Knock an arrow on this bow. Whisper in Elvish somehow. Swift defeat to my enemies. and we'll attack.
All right.
The floating skull.
Mm-hmm. Gonna have to do better than an 8 this time.
Yeah. How about 24?
24 does hit, yeah.
Let's see. So that's my normal 1d8 plus 3d6.
And technically this is in undead for any effects that affect undead.
Gotcha. Okay. Right on.
He says, undead beholder, in case that wasn't clear. Also known as a death tyrant.
Oh,
that's
15 points
All right.
of damage.
Alright.
Second arrow. Does 24 to hit.
Okay.
10 points of damage.
Alright.
25 total. And that's it for him for now.
Okay. Your arrows carve little tiny chinks out of its bony skull. Alright. It is now its turn. And, hang on, I have to get a D10 because it randomly, so as you see, first of all, it rotates in place. And Nira and Archie, you both feel again that sort of leaden weight as it looks, it turns its undead gaze upon you. It says. And,
I should have kept walking.
All of a sudden, three of its little, these little floating lights around it, moving around it as though they remember being on an eye stalk. And let's see. Okay, so, Archie, a beam shoots out, and I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Aye,
Womp womp.
aye. 19.
19. You duck out of the way as the beam comes roaring by. Nira, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw as this fanning, sickly green energy shoots over you.
19.
19. Okay. You are going to take half damage. Hang on. Let me. I'll roll it. So. You're going to take 19 points of necrotic damage.
Ouch.
And then, Alaric, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw as
Oh no.
wibbly purple ripples appear in space between you and this ghastly light.
Wibbly wobbly. Oh, which one was that? Wisdom?
Yes.
Oh, 16.
16 is a fail. And
Still
you are
better than I was
suddenly overwhelmed with terror. You are frightened of this thing. Which is, all things considered, not 100% unreasonable.
Yeah.
Just gonna say.
I
Alright.
must do duel it, so I don't know if that's kind
Yep.
of puts a kink in my plans.
Yeah, so you are currently frightened. And that is this thing's turn. So, Nira, you're up again.
I am going to do. Where is it? But I have to look at something.
Okay.
I was trying to decide between two different spells, and I don't want to. Okay, I'm going to use Insect Plague.
Okay.
I just clicked off of it. Here it is. So that is a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. So is this like a radius effect? Like
It's
what's happening?
Swarming, biting locusts fill a 20-foot radius sphere centered on a point I choose within range. The sphere spreads around corners. The sphere remains for the duration, and as the area is lightly obscured.
Okay.
The area is difficult terrain.
I'll
Yeah.
it on then. Okay, 20-foot radius.
Wow.
Yeah. Centered on this thing, or, I mean, if it's centered on this thing, Alaric will be in it.
I don't want to hit
I mean,
Alaric.
I mean, you can have it be where he is, like it's in it, and it will be just closer to the edge of the effect.
Yeah.
So it's going to be like.
Yeah.
All right,
That's a Constitution saving throw.
It makes a Constitution saving throw, and it gets 19.
Son of a bitch. Okay, so it's gonna take out damage then.
All right. The bugs are not super interested in its bony skull.
Let's see, half of 27 is
Gonna be
13?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
And that lasts for 10 minutes, so that I don't know if that affects its vision. It's lightly obscured, though.
Lightly obscured. Okay. Well, I mean that that has a mechanical effect.
Yeah. That was
okay.
my thinking. So
Yep.
okay.
After your turn, it shoots another eye ray. It shoots this one at you, Alaric. I need another dexterity saving throw.
Uh-oh.
Some of these I need my dice roller. It's a little inconvenient.
That's only an 11.
Oh, I'm sorry. I meant Archie. I think I said Alaric, but I didn't mean Archie. Sorry.
Okay. Wait, which dex?
Dexterity, yeah. Dexterity saving throw.
Cool. Wait, did I? Okay. Saving throws. 25.
25? Yeah. Once again, this like cone of darkness shoots out and goes at you, but you are once again able to dive out of the way of it. All right, Alaric, it is your turn, but you are frightened of this thing.
Yes. So
Also,
I'm going
there's
to run
bugs
back
now?
to the ladder where I was before.
Yeah. All right.
Kind of look back and shakily fire off a crossbow bolt at it.
Okay.
Oh, well, actually, I might hit. That is a...
Is this with disadvantage?
It is. 19.
19 is just enough. That's it.
Oh, there you go. 12 points of damage.
All right.
And I'll use my bonus to dash. Dash up the ladder and run towards the corner as far as I can.
Okay. Like that?
Yeah, and towards the corner. Just keep
Okay.
running as far as I can make it.
Like down here?
That's about right, yeah.
Okay. You can repeat your wisdom saving throw now.
In theory.
Well, still, you can definitely repeat the saving throw.
That's a 14. That's worse than before.
Yeah, still not good enough. You're still frightened.
Actually, I think I can make this one.
Hmm?
The best I can make is a 19.
Well, a 19 would be a success.
Okay.
We're looking for 17 for this particular ray.
Okay.
All right. It fires another ray because it's got legendary actions. That's a 6. Okay. It's been frustrated with you ducking and diving out of its way, Archie. So it shoots out another ray at you, and I need you to make a strength saving throw.
Oh.
I just noticed that Otterkey and Nira's labels are backwards there. It's kind of funny.
Oh, the little.
Oh, did we? Strength.
The part of the tank shall be played by Nira this evening.
Should feel better with a couple of tanks.
18.
Feel better with a couple of tanks in me.
Okay. Yeah, with an 18, you find yourself starting to lift off your feet, but you're able to grab the side of the rock wall just in time. And you're able to pull yourself out of it and land back up on your feet. But it tried to lift you off the ground with some sort of telekinetic ray. Now it's your turn.
Well, this time I'm going to move around the rim, so I guess it'd be, up around towards that other ladder, so that
So, like...
we are very scattered, yeah.
I think, like, right here you can get to?
Yeah, to make it more, well, actually, I'm hasted. I have double speed.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's true.
So, yeah. I
wanna
guess
go
right
for
under
that,
the
or-
ladder, yeah. I guess, just so I know that we're out of the arcs of it, and I will shoot.
Okay.
Which is plus 5s to hit. So that's a 21.
Mm-hmm. That hits.
I'm just gonna roll all the attacks. 19.
So a 19 is also an attack roll?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That also hits.
So 21, 19. That's like 24. 20.
Boy, you're like a badass.
20. And another 20.
Wow.
Wait, how many is that?
shots
That's
do you
5?
I'm hasted. 4.
Okay, I think you rolled 5, but they
Oh,
all
did I
hit
roll
anyway.
5?
Yeah, so that's fine. It's 4 hits. So go ahead. Yeah.
4. That's right. So it's 4 d8s. Which is 6, 7, 8. 13 for the base damage. $21. 29. 33. 39, 40, 41, 42, 44, 45 points.
Wow. Okay. It does not like that.
So really,
Um,
Otaki's the DPS, I think.
all right, 92. Yeah, you've definitely, carved some little, like chipped some little nodules off of this thing's skull and broke a couple of its teeth with those arrows, and it took some significant damage there. It is not happy. It's kind of, and it turns and it faces you. Getting 3 more rays, and they're all going at you, Archie, because you made it mad. Okay, well, let's see. First, I need another dexterity saving throw.
Okay. 10.
A 10 is not a success, so that's going to be, wow, really? Yeah, that's 62 force damage.
Wow!
Holy crap!
Yeah.
You just returned your damage, slightly adjusted.
Yeah.
Right.
And then I need a wisdom saving throw.
Something tells me your concentration is busted.
Yeah, I think you lose the concentration
yeah.
on the pace, probably.
14.
A 14 is a fail, and suddenly this thing is not so bad.
Oh,
It's actually
No.
pretty
What was I
nice, really.
thinking.
Yeah, like, he's a good guy. I mean, really, you guys are the ones that are assholes here. You killed all the zombies. I mean, like it wasn't doing anything to you before. It's a good guy.
Oh dear.
And because it successfully charmed you, it's not going to send its third ray at you after all. It's sending that at Nira, so I need a dexterity saving throw, Nira.
All right. 12.
Oh boy. You take 50 necrotic damage.
Oh, God.
All right. That is it's 3 rays, so that's its turn. So Nira, you're up.
Well, so I'm gonna go ahead and cast heal on myself. I was gonna use that on Archie, but I'm down to 14.
Yeah.
So
Heal is instantaneous or one action?
yeah, it says I regain 70 hit points. Spell also ends blindness, deafness, and diseases.
Wow.
Yeah, one action. You do that. You get all those hit points. It's awesome.
Okay, and I am going up the ladder.
All right. Yay, 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 yay.
So, for just for reference, how high is the cavern?
From the level you're on now, it has a ceiling that's like 25 feet above that.
Okay, that's what I thought. All right. You know what? I have a bonus action, and I can use Healing Word.
Yeah.
Which, and that Archie's charmed, so probably not gonna do too much. But yeah. So I'm gonna use that as a bonus action.
On Archie?
Yeah, because I don't know that he's charmed.
What's the range of a healing word?
Oh, 60 feet. Is he not close enough?
No, he's in range. But as you reach out with the spell, it doesn't take. It doesn't work.
Oh no.
So I just wasted it? Great.
Yeah, the spell is expended, but it didn't work.
Thanks, Archie. Alright.
Alright, it takes another legendary action. Boy, it keeps getting the good one, man. Alright. It doesn't like how you just healed yourself, Nira, so I need another dexterity saving throw.
Don't like this. That was better. That was a 21.
That is a success, and you successfully dodge out of the way of the ray as this black cone of energy zooms by.
Thank God.
All right, Alaric, you are up.
Okay. I would be shouting now kind of madly, we have to get out of here, we have to get out of here, we have to get out of here.
Not terrible advice.
Realizing I can't really get any closer. Also, my way out is blocked by a massive insect storm. I'm going to realize that I can continue running, and I run straight up the wall.
All right.
I also realize that up here, I have cover, so I will try to hide.
Okay. Go ahead and make your check.
That is a 24.
Yep. All right, let's... Yep.
And now hiding, I can fire at it.
Okay.
But I have disadvantage because I'm frightened. I have advantage because I'm hidden.
Yes.
So it's just a straight roll.
Yep, straight roll.
That is terrible. That is a 12.
That does not hit.
I'm done.
It sails by. In fact, actually, its gaping, toothy jaw, it ends up like going right through. So like it comes out where its mouth would have been. Just sails right through though.
Okay. All right.
All right. It's gonna use another eye ray. This one heads at you, Nira, and I need a wisdom saving throw this time.
Oh, I need to make a wisdom saving, don't I?
Oh, yes, you can.
Slightly better than that.
Nope.
That is a 19.
19. You are briefly more afraid of it than you were a moment ago, but you recognize that it's being enhanced by magic, and you're able to resist that. So you are just the normal amount of appropriately afraid. All right, that is, it's a legendary action. So, Archie, it is your turn, and
Yes.
you are charmed, which means you don't want to hurt this thing. But it's like, so that doesn't mean that you have to help it in any way possible. It just means that you kind of regard it as friendly now, and recognize that your friends are trying to hurt it. But I guess what I'm getting at is like, if you wanted to heal yourself, you could, or
Gotcha.
you could try.
Gotcha.
You did notice that Nira's healing
Yeah,
spell
hers
didn't
didn't
seem to
work
work.
at all, which...
Well, isn't he stunned this round anyway?
Yes, you are stunned this round. I'm sorry, I forgot because
I'm
you're
charmed
haste.
and
You-
I'm
you
lethargic.
Lost your haste.
Yes.
Just as well that you're charmed because it's not going to
Yeah.
bother attacking you.
That's, yeah.
All
I'm
right.
okay with it for now.
This was Motorski's plan all along.
Yeah. Technically, though, you are able to
yeah,
roll
so,
another
yeah.
another wisdom saving throw to see if you resist
Oh,
the
cool.
charm.
This time save. 15.
No, you are still
That's
charmed.
worse than my original save.
You know, like when you get to know him, this guy is he's funny. Yeah, so you're still charmed. Alaric, you were revealed most recently because of your attack, right? So you are getting this next ray, which requires a Constitution saving throw.
That's in 12.
You find yourself suddenly paralyzed, seizing in place, not in
Okay.
control of your muscles.
Paralyzed in fear. All right.
Yeah. Okay.
You're on your own, kids.
It is so messed up that I'm the only one that can do anything, and I'm the cleric.
All right. So now it's its turn. And it goes, turns its little gaze back at you, Nira.
Bugs aren't bothering it at all, huh?
All right. I need a dexterity saving throw, Nira.
I like wisdom better.
Oh, you know what? The bugs should continue to, like, you know what? On its turn, it should have to deal with the bugs again, so we can definitely resolve that.
Okay.
What
Well,
was
that's
your-
a 19.
A 19? Okay, so that's, once again, you are able to dodge out of that ray. What does it need to do now that it's in the bugs?
Yeah.
I think on its
Lost
turn
it.
it will move out of the bugs, but it
Insect plague.
does it take damage again when it starts its turn there? Or?
Well, it says when it ends its turn there.
Oh, okay. So I think in this turn it's gonna hovers out.
Did we miss one where it should have
I
taken
think
damage?
we did, and so I will. You can roll the damage for it one more time.
Does it
Makes
have to
another
make it?
Constitution saving throw? Gets 20.
It says it has to make the saving throw and it
Yeah,
enters. the-
so it got 20 that time.
And 24, 12 points.
Okay. This thing has taken some damage. So, you know, like it's noticeably damaged from where it started. Just so you guys don't think that you haven't touched it. It's definitely taken some damage. All right.
Okay.
So that was its first ray. It did that you ducked out of the way. It's got 2 more rays. I need another dexterity saving throw, Nira. Jumping and dodging and
15.
15 is a failure.
You guys were gonna die.
That's 36 force damage as this thing just tries to tear you apart at a molecular level.
I need my calculator. Let's see.
All right. And then
46.
that was, I think, there was a legendary one and then 2 that I did for its actual turn. The third one for this turn is Alaric, you are going to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
I'm just checking to see if paralyzed or frightened makes a difference.
I don't think for Constitution.
No, I realize it does also affect ability checks. So next time I do my stealth roll, it's actually a disadvantage.
Okay.
I've
Being
got a
frightened?
bonus.
Is?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
While
well,
you're
it's
in
still
the line
sight.
of sight of the thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
Constitution, you say?
Yep.
How about an 8?
An 8. That's a failure. So you're going to take 39 necrotic damage.
I should have booped him with guidance. Oh well.
All right. But that is the end of its turn. So Nira, you are up again.
Okay.
The thing is looking at you now.
There's not really too many places that I can go here. So I'm gonna use the Wand of Wonder.
Okay.
It's a total crapshoot.
Sure.
Let's see. That's a 42. So that would be. I cast Lightning Bolt.
Oh, really? Okay.
That's what it did.
All right. So it makes a dexterity saving throw, or?
I'm trying to click on it, but it's not telling me. Hold on. I think that gets listed under my spells.
Well, I mean, lightning bolt as a spell. I think.
Yeah, I can't. I don't have that.
Well,
one,
yeah,
but it's
so
listed under Wand of Wonder. So.
Yeah.
Dexterity.
Yep. Dexterity is this thing's like one actual thing that's not super good at. That is only a 13.
It is going to take 8d6 of damage.
Oh.
So, what does that do? Does my cleric stuff, like, would that have the? I mean, it's a pretty big. Maybe I don't know. Does it have the knockback effect as well?
Yeah.
Actually, can I use the Channel Divinity Destructive Wrath with that?
You used it twice already. How many do you have?
Well, because it's features and traits. Because it lists all of those things different, like Wrath of the Storm, those have its own charges, Destructive Wrath. I don't know. I guess yeah. That would be the Turn Undead that I used for that, right?
So you used 2 channel divinities.
Yeah.
So I don't remember how many you have. But.
All right. So okay. So it would still have the knockback effect. Okay. 8d6. So that is 6 of them. Hold on. I don't have that many dice. 6, 9, 15, 18, 22, and 2 more. That is a 28 and 3. 31.
31, huh? Alright.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does not like that at all. And the lightning streaks out from the wand and knocks it back, almost right up to you, Archie. And like, hey, fancy meeting you here. You know, what's going on? But yeah, you can see the lightning sort of crackles all over it, and you see its eye, the light in its eyes actually kind of flicker a little bit, and it seemed very unhappy with that attack.
I want to move back a little bit away from it. Yeah, just
a little bit or more, or
yeah. That's good. That's fine.
Okay. And it's so unhappy with you, it's going to shoot an eye ray at you.
Yep.
That's great number 7. I need a wisdom saving throw. Oh wait. This is to try to put you to sleep, but you're an elf. You cannot be put to sleep magically.
Yeah.
The ray washes over you, and you're like, "Oh no! What is it? What? I'm fine. Nothing."
Finally, some luck.
Yeah. All right, Alaric, you are still currently both afraid and paralyzed.
Yep.
So you can't really do anything, but you can roll both of those again.
All right.
So
So the
Constitution
wisdom-
and Wisdom.
So the wisdom for the frightened, still frightened. Constitution for the paralyzation, still paralyzed.
Bummer. It's not going very well. All right, one more eye for you, Nira.
Yay!
Okay, I need another dexterity saving throw.
I like wisdom ones better. That is actually a 20, not natural.
Okay, yes, once again, you are able to duck and dodge out of the way of that one. Archie, you are no longer fatigued from losing your haste spell. You are still charmed for the moment, and this thing is
Send
like
my
right
buddy.
up next to you.
But it's my buddy.
Yeah,
So.
and it's been kind of hurt too.
Oh.
Now,
But you are also very hurt.
being friendly with it does not
Right.
necessarily mean you have no self-preservation. You just figure you're on
Right.
the same side. So, like, I'm saying it would not violate you being charmed
Sure.
if you wanted to heal yourself. That would be still
Yeah.
a reasonable thing.
This really hurts, so yeah, I would like to do that.
Yeah.
So okay, I'm gonna use my pool, which I've got like 55. I'm gonna save 10 just in case. Yeah, so 45 brings me up to 80. And for my good buddy, okay, that's an action. So as a bonus action, what can I do for him? I can give him Shield of Faith.
Yeah.
Buff his armor class by 2.
All right.
Because he needed the help. Thanks.
Okay.
Yep.
This sucks.
All right. It's his turn, and Nira's getting another eye ray.
Do I get to make another saving throw, or am I
Yes,
still-
against your charm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Another wisdom saving throw.
I get 9.
All right, no, this is still, yeah. You're really starting to wonder, like, you know,
What
you don't
are
see what
they-
was so great about the
Yeah,
rest of
what
these
are
guys,
they
you know, but
thinking?
like this guy, he gets you, right? He understands you. I need a wisdom saving throw for you, Nira.
And that is a 24.
You are able to resist it attempting to make you extra afraid again. And now on its turn, it is going to try to go back in that hole. And it is going to basically just get to the hole, but it's at the top of the hole still. And it's finishing its turn within the range of that, the bugs. So,
Okay. That's 48. Is that what it was?
so it does get a 24 for its Constitution saving throw, though. So.
Alright, so we'll take half damage. 40-10. And 24, so half of that is
Half is 12.
12.
All right. All right. So it is basically just at the opening of the hole on this turn, and that is its turn. So you are up, Nira. Your turn.
Well, this thing ain't getting away. I'm pissed. Burned this many spells. And I am going to cast Destructive Wave.
Okay.
Wait, within 30 feet of me. Hold on, where am I?
You are way up here. It is definitely more than 30 feet away.
Okay. Can I get close enough to use Destructive Wave?
Yeah. Well, so you want to be within 30 feet of it. You would probably need to be like down here, but you could get there.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Okay. So I'll say you're just there.
Not happy.
I think you have to just get within the range of your own insect plague.
Yep.
All right, and then destructive wave does it allow you to exclude friendly creatures, or is it?
Each creature I choose.
Okay, yeah. right. You are in range, but you're also in range of your own insect plague. But so what does it do?
It needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
Right. It's pretty good at those, but that's a relatively low roll. That is just a 13.
Yes! Yes, okay. 5d6 radiant, and 5d6 thunder damage. So, okay. And be knocked prone. So, okay.
Technically, it floats. It's immune to prone, but...
Okay, well. So, for the thunder damage, let's see, 10, 13, 18, 22.
Huh.
And then radiant damage. Doing it is 6, 11, 14, 18, 19.
It is so hurt right now, but not quite gone yet.
Son of a
It is like
bitch.
it is barely holding itself together. It you get the feeling that it's only staying in one piece out of sheer stubbornness. And it's going to shoot an IRA at you. That's a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
And then you're going to make another one for your own insect plague.
A 21 for that one.
All right, so you resist the IRA, but now make it for your insects.
Yeah. Let's see, Constitution. That is a 16 plus 3, 19. So I'm gonna take half damage. Let's see. 8, 12, 19. Half of 19.
Would
9?
be-
9? Is that right?
Yeah. Now make a Constitution saving throw for your concentration. Insect plague, I'm pretty sure is concentration. Yes, it is. So.
Yeah, okay. And then 17.
Okay. So yeah, you maintain concentration as the bugs bite into you. All right. That is Nira's turn, and Ira, Alaric.
Somebody hit it just one time. Hit it, Alaric, please. I'm begging you.
Well, he can't on this
End
turn
my turn.
because
I do not. I'm still frightened. And natural 20 on not being paralyzed.
you are no longer paralyzed.
So
You
I'm
are
still
only
frightened.
paralyzed with fear.
Yep. Technically, I can move with fear, but yes.
Yep, yep.
All right, I'm done.
All right. You're getting another Ira, Nira.
Mm.
Okay, I need a strength saving throw.
19.
All right, you are able to grab onto the lip of this cliff as it tries to lift you off your feet, but you are able to pull yourself out of the effect. Okay, Archie, you're up.
Archie is bow. Back to the bow.
You did get out of your charm the last time? I can't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did?
Yeah,
Okay.
end of the last
there
turn.
you go. All right.
Hit it, please hit it, please hit it.
That would be 19.
Yes.
It kind of turns back to you and says, and you get the feeling that it's saying, I thought we were bros. A 19 misses because it still has Shield of Faith. Ha
Damn it, Archie.
Second attack.
You had one job.
Second attack. 24.
That
Can't he
hit.
dismiss that, though?
He can, but well, actually, I don't know. I don't think you can, actually. I don't think Shield of Faith is concentration, or is it?
Oh, it is concentration, yeah.
Well,
actually.
so you didn't think of it, but you hit it for the second one
Yeah.
anyway, so go ahead and roll damage.
18 points of damage.
Right. The arrow strikes it right in the center, and then the red lights all sort of flash spasmodically, and then flicker, and then go out, and the skull drops into the hole. And you hear it clunk.
Butts can go away now. Oh my god, you guys, that was terrible. So terrible. I hate undead things.
I'm gonna cautiously walk across the ceiling to look down on it, kind of just peering into the hole. Fire one crossbow bolt into the hole anyway.
Yeah. So with dark vision, you can see to the bottom of the hole. It goes down about 20 feet from the level where the opening is, and you can see the skull lying inert on its side at the bottom.
That thing was terrible. How are
Was
you? All right?
I've been better, Archie.
Yeah, it had a hold of my mind for a minute there, but
I know the feeling. Is that it?
I don't know. Was that the only thing down here? I hope so.
Make a perception
seems like
check.
it.
That's actually pretty good. That is a 25.
You don't hear any other movement other than, yourselves.
I wonder how this thing got in here. Just floated through the door.
Well, they said it was something that had been sealed away. And they opened up a hole, and I guess this thing was behind it, maybe? If that was it, I don't know. Maybe it's something else.
Is there signs in the hole of some sort of containment?
Yeah, I'm just laughing at suddenly no, that was just the foreman who was going to tell you all about what you found down here, and it's and he's going to warn you, no, the real dangerous thing is this other guy. No,
I didn't know we had to speak undercommon, god dang.
I'm sorry. What was the question?
So looking down in the hole, do I see signs of confinement or containment that it might have been kept in?
No. Well, I mean, from where you can see, you have a pretty narrow sort of field of view. You really only kind of see the floor of some larger chamber and the skull sort of laying at the bottom where it fell.
Wait, there's a larger chamber below the hole?
Mm-hmm.
Of course there is.
Oh, crap. I think we're going to have to go down there.
Yeah, what's that all about?
I'm so tired. Can we go back to the fancy hotel and have another bath?
All right.
I don't
Going
think
to
this-
explore into the hole.
Yeah, how many times do you get to explore a hole?
We got that rope already tied off.
Depends
over
on
there,
how adventurous you are.
Oh, jeez.
So
We are
as
adventurous on so many levels.
You tie off the rope, lower it into the hole, and go to explore that adventurous hole. And that's where we'll leave it for tonight.
Oh, jeez. I want to heal if we can before going in the hole.
I don't have much left to heal with, you guys.
Yeah, I can give 10.
I mean, we've got hit dice.
You take a short rest before you go down in the hole, maybe?
Maybe.
Yeah.
That's an option for sure.
Yeah.
All right. So in any case, that's where we're going to leave things tonight. So thank you, everybody. Thank you. If you were watching in the chat, we had a couple of new faces in there, or new usernames, I guess. And of course, some of our old favorites, Prince Justin, Mother Dragon, and this was an exciting session. It was fun to break out a big thing like an undead beholder, and you guys did great there.
Fun
I mean,
for
like
you.
it was a tough fight,
No,
but hey, you guys you pulled it
Let's
out.
straighten this out here. Otterick, you did great for a while, then Nira did great for a long time.
Yeah.
God.
Alaric was. Well, you did some damage though. You hit it
I
a
did a
couple
few
of times.
points.
Yeah, Archie smacked it pretty good that one time.
The hasted oathbow was
Yeah,
pretty good combination.
That's a good
for sure.
combo, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm a fan.
You did like what, 45 damage in one round?
Yeah.
That's pretty good. And especially for this thing, it was not actually like resistant to, piercing or bludgeoning or anything. Took regular damage. But in any event.
Yeah. I'm pretty excited that the Wand of Wonder actually did something useful.
Yeah, useful.
It's never done anything useful before.
Could have made leaves grow on it or something.
Yeah.
Turn it blue. All right. So in any event, thank you, everybody. Remember, you can follow or subscribe to the Twitch channel. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel. You can leave comments. You can visit all this stuff at ChristianaEllis.com. You can subscribe to the podcast version. All sorts of good stuff that you can do. And spread the word is also good. And in the meantime, we'll be back next week for more adventure on so
So many
many
levels.